You're born. Show them how we do this, man. Btbtv. We bully the bullies. No run, no retreat. Yeah. Btb TV. One more time for y'all in the back. Y'all slow ninjas. Right. Yo. John Gotti flow, rap Pablo, Escobar status, rap game Corleone. I can show you how you lay back and watch your pockets grow. Stay away from devious women, end up like Papa Smoke. Y'all wake up every day twitching like yo, I gotta post. I wake up every day mission. It's $1 million notes, dominoes, bodies drop, rot stink like hollow toast. Broadway, man, if you know, then you know. I came for everything they said I couldn't have. Got that and then some, and then some. My wins on overload, say y'all overdose. Your rappers in the tight squeeze and that clutch like Cobra rope. The okie doke, we don't go for that. All she wrote, another tale from the street, death and horror flow. The projects like a ghost trying to haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the folks who want to play till them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, black mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids be acting to their life movie, curtain closed. Nowadays, your foes will plot you wearing Malcolm X hats, 666, the devil on his shoulder, won the death match. Reminiscing when more street ninjas was off the hook, chasing D's up off the block, torn and running, get the force, blood on pavement. He's 12 years old and he tough to play with. He don't go to playgrounds, that's his fiends who want their veins stick. We can't miss, we can hit the target with our hands behind our back, our eyes closed and half brainless. Don't play with us. Another tale from the street, death and horror flow. The projects like a ghost trying to haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the folk who want to play till them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, black mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids be acting till they like movie, curtain closed. Yeah, Btbtv.
We bully the bullies.
You're born. You're born, let's get them.
Rewind. For all the people in the back of the class, let's get this.
You're born. Show them how we do this, man. Btbtv. We bully the bullies.
Thanks to the God.
No
Peace.
Free.
Peace. Hold up.
Yeah.
This is one of my
BTV.
artists, yo. He did a show, he did a song for me and shit. He about to drop his next album right now.
You're born. Show them how we do this, man. Btbtv. We bully the bullies. No run, no retreat. Yeah. Btb TV. One more time for y'all in the back. Y'all slow ninjas.
This is one of the Jersey finest, God. One of the Jersey finest, a lot.
Right. Yo. John Gotti flow, rap Pablo, Escobar status, rap game Corleone. I can show you how you lay back and watch your pockets grow. Stay away from devious women, end up like Papa Smoke. Y'all wake up every day twitching like yo, I gotta post. I wake up every day mission. It's $1 million notes, dominoes, bodies drop, rot stink like hollow toast. Broadway, man, if you know, then you know. I came for everything they said I couldn't have. Got that and then some, and then some. My wins on overload, say y'all overdose. Your rappers in the tight squeeze and that clutch like Cobra rope. The okie doke, we don't go for that. All she wrote, another tale from the street, death and horror flow. The projects like a ghost trying to haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the folks who want to play till them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, black mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids be acting to their life movie, curtain closed. Nowadays, your foes will plot you wearing Malcolm X hats, 666, the devil on his shoulder, won the death match. Reminiscing when more street ninjas was off the hook, chasing D's up on the block, torn and running. blood on pavement. He's 12 years old and he tough to play with. He don't go to playgrounds, that's his fiends who want their veins stick. We can't miss. We can hit the target with our hands behind our back, our eyes closed and half brainless. Don't play with us. Another tale from the street, death and horror flow. The projects like a ghost try and haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the foe. Who wanna play till them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, black mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids be acting till they like movie curtain close. Yeah, Btbtv. It's the movement, man. You're born, let's get them.
Peace to God.
Peace, God. Peace. Yo, God, yeah. I like his flow.
Yeah, oh yeah, man. Yo, he got that Nas flow, bro. I told you, like, you got the Nas flow, bro. Niggas be hating you, man. I like the niggas be hating you, God. He's like, nah, God. He's like, I always rap like this. I'm like, that's what it is.
Yeah, but he definitely got like, he got his own voice and style, but you could hear like he has that Nas potential.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He got the intellectual and the street mixed in.
Facts.
You could hear that. And yo, listen, God, he dropped something already, or he about to?
He about to drop another album right now. He going on Doggy Diamonds TV this month. And next month he's going on Fat Joe podcast. And then he going on Gully TV.
That's what it is.
He put the money out there to do it, to promote yourself. You know what I'm saying? I don't really rock with Fat Joe or Gully TV like that. Because I feel as with Gully TV and Fat Joe, they use the nation as a cover, as a protection for their careers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really rock with them. I'm like, yo, they out there, they hot right now. Use them, man. What you do?
Yeah, that's a fact, God. Yeah, he should definitely get some of them joints out there, because ain't too many people rhyming like that no more.
Yo, Dick Wolf, peace to the God. Ski the boss, man. I dropped the link. I can hit the link, bro. We going in today. But yo, let everybody know what you're doing right now, Lord.
Oh, as far as myself?
Yeah, Tron D.
Well, so far, you know, right now, what I got going on is that I'm promoting the third part of the Righteous Way trilogy. Actually, copies are sold out. I got more copies on the way. But just so that people can know out there, this is part one of the Righteous Way trilogy. This is the first one that came out. This was a real big hit. A lot of people liked it and encouraged me to go ahead and continue the work. And so that brought about part two. Part two commemorates the 50th year anniversary of the 5% Nation. And the 50 years on here is indicating that. It's so there's also like a symbolic thing, because you got that 5 right there, and the cipher, the power of the cipher, you know, and that's what's being reflected and commemorated in that work right there. Part 3 is the Infinity Edition. I don't even have one copy here to show to people, but they could definitely go to my website, therighteouswaybook.com. Therighteouswaybook.com. They'll be able to get a brief, summary of each book, and be able to get more detailed information about all 3 books and what it means to what Righteous Way trilogy means, and what the message is all about in terms of letting readers out there know that they have an official source go to, other than books that have been written by people who are not necessarily a part of the 5% Nation, who are active within the 5% Nation. You know, I'm one of those people. I've had knowledge of self now for over 26 years. And, I put my research and experience in that book, and in all 3 books, actually, to give readers an opportunity to find more about what this culture is about, what our history is about, and how important it is to apply our knowledge rather than just, walking around knowledge, and versus, having that people have knowledge of all kind of things, but we're talking about putting things into activation today. And that's what the righteous way is all about. And so people can get more about that at therighteouswaybook.com. People can, hit me up on Instagram at Starmel Allah, STARMEL_ALLAH. They could also look me up. My handle is the same on Facebook, Starmel Allah.
So, God, let me ask you one question, God. Ask one question before we finish. So, what made you decide to get knowledge yourself, Lord?
Well, what made me decide to get knowledge of self was a good brother in my neighborhood by the name of Rondu Allah, who at the time I was running around in the streets up to no good, like, a lot of teenage young black males at risk in the streets, no direction, no guidance. Good thing about that is that this brother, man, he was always on his job, very consistent, and he always would stop me in the streets or, approach me in the park, and that's actually where it happened for me the day that he approached me in the park back in 1995. And he started up a conversation with me about Jesus, about, just the history of who he was and, what that meant for us as a people. But, we got a lot of that knowledge coming from our parents. And so he was the very first brother to actually make sense out of a lot of the stuff that our parents were teaching us at the time.
Yeah.
Got me into asking him more questions about this knowledge that he was dropping on me, and kind of find out that it was connected to a lot of the things that had an impact on me growing up as a young person through hip hop, for example, listening to people like Rakim and Big Daddy Kane growing up, watching their videos and not having any knowledge of what they were talking about in their lyrics, but I was just nodding my head as a youngin'. And so Rondu brought all of this to light, and I was able to make those connections and see how, important it was to have this knowledge. And so that started my journey on the finding out more about how these teachings originated, where they originated from, and what it meant for me as a young black youth growing up in Brooklyn and Queens, because I had, family in both boroughs, so I had the best of both worlds. But I'm born in Medina, raised in the desert. That's where I got knowledge of self at, in the desert, back which is Jamaica, Queens. In particular,
South side.
I definitely lived on South Side, and then back in '95 we moved to Rosedale. So I got to give the credit due there, because it was in Rosedale, Queens, that the knowledge came into full circle for me and had a powerful impact. And that's around that time, 1995, that's when I really began to pursue it, take it a little more seriously and actually start doing research. Like, there's a lot of, and you can stop me at any time, God, because I could just keep
going, Lord. No, Lord.
Give people context. But, back in the 90s, man, growing up as a teenager, the most common thing, that teenagers exposed to, man, especially back then in New York City, is getting money in the streets. And so I fell into that. And interestingly, the same group of brothers that I came in contact with that had knowledge of self were also hustlers. So that was another thing, getting knowledge and getting money went hand in hand. And so it wasn't until I got incarcerated, because, you stay in the streets long enough, you're going to go to jail, right? That's one of the destinations that if you in it heavy and you out there, really going hard in the streets, man, eventually, that's one of the things that either death or prison are the things that are available to young people out there that love being in the streets and call themselves married to the streets. And so, like any young black youth that got caught up and got entangled with the justice system, you go there and you meet a lot of different brothers with knowledge of self. And so that's what began the process of self-reflection, right? Because now we got time to study our behavior patterns that landed us in prison in the first place. And so that was the beginning of the truly deep type of self-reflecting activity that I took, that I decided to deal with. And that's for me, you know, when I began to realize that, you know, the righteous way. See, because a lot of people got knowledge, and throughout, you know, our history, people had knowledge, some people didn't really, you know how to implement that in their life because they had nothing but wickedness in their neighborhood around them. So they just fell in line with the wickedness. And so the righteous way is not so much following my way. The righteous way is actually a journey into yourself. The most righteous thing I think a person can do, the most righteous thing that any man or woman can do as they grow into adulthood is look into themselves. That's one of the scariest things for a person to do, honestly, deeply, carefully, look into themselves. And so that's, again, one of the reasons why I had to put all of that in this book, to give people some type of guidance, some steps that they can take to look into themselves. You know, this is one of the most important things a man or woman can do. And I have to say that again because of how important it is. We tend not to do that. You know, a lot of times people just get caught up in their environment, right? People get caught up in what they see on TV, what they see on their phones. People react to news that they get from media. People react to advertisement. But rarely do people take the time out to delve within themselves to discover who they are. And for me, this began the process of discovering who I was as the God.
John D, I'm gonna tell you something, God. See, my old God, he was a minister under Father Allah and under Malcolm X. Temple number 7, Temple 25 in New Jersey, North New Jersey, and he was in the Temple of Philly. But I know when I was like 12 years old, he came to me, he was like, I want you to be a part of the nation. I was like, why is that, Pops? He was like, because I don't trust him with your life. He was like, what was it? Cashapp Godfather. Black Seed? What's Cashapp Godfather name? Black Messiah.
Yeah, well, I thought it was Black Sea Shamgod.
Black Sea Shamgod, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure Black Messiah is his old king. I think it's Black Sea Shamgod though.
Black Sea Shamgod. Yeah. My father brought me to Harlem, introduced me. My old guy was living in Harlem. My father gave me 120 days to knowledge 120 when I was 12 years old. Before he got locked up, he was like, yo, the feds are on me. He was like, go to God and gotta keep you straight. So I still was going to Harlem as I was growing up. And I was going over there playing with God Shackle. That's the ball too. So me and God, we played against them in high school. So we was always around each other. That's how I really became into the knowledge of self. My father gave me the foundation, the blueprint, and gave me the lessons and degrees. But once God Shackle got Pops, Black Seed, like, here, take this guy. And he was really guiding me. But see, I was always in New Jersey, in the hood, in the projects. It was gunshots. I'm ducking bullets. I'm selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff that you say, that's where I lived. Even though I was born with knowledge of self, it didn't activate until I was old enough to bring it to fruition. And then
and you know, back then, this is another important thing I think, you know, needs to be said, is that back then there was no internet like that. So we didn't get knowledge of self by going online. We got knowledge of self by meeting with gods in our neighborhoods, right? We met with them, we walked with them, we talked with them, we walked and talked, and the knowledge came to us in person. The knowledge came to us by word of mouth, by word in our ear. You know what I mean? And it was our job to allow that to you know, dissect all of that information that we were getting, right? We had to dissect that knowledge to go through knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and apply it, you know, and show and prove it.
Facts. Facts. I remember back then, we was getting universal beatdowns the whole 9.
Yeah.
Yo, you could know the whole 120, and you say the instead of the, you might got punched in your mouth. God, it's not the, it's the. You know what I mean? And that's why I just tell the older guys, I'm like, by us doing this, we're going to scare the younger guys away from us, and we're going to push them to something else. And, and around that time, that's when the Bloods were starting to take over New Jersey and New York. So by us pushing away and disciplining with the physical, instead of being understanding with people that have learning disabilities, that wasn't able to knowledge 120 or knowledge the lessons what we learned, we knowledge them, you know what I mean? We put hands on, we push them to the gang culture.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
So I always heard that, like, yo, we rolling our own community right now.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, if you think about it, history repeats itself, right?
Yeah.
So originally, when these teachings began to spread in the streets, you remember, as you recall, or you may have heard that a lot of the New York City gangs, when 5%ers came on the scene, God, the influence was there.
Facts.
Right?
Heavy everywhere.
Yeah. And of course, I'm sure people fought and all that, but the brothers and sisters who were successful at turning around the minds of gang members back then, before Bloods and Crips, hit New York, you had different New York City gangs. You had Jolly Stompers, Tomahawks, Savage Skulls, Black Spades, etc. You know what I mean? The knowledge, it was given in a way where the knowledge attracted them. Eventually, they seen that it made more sense to get knowledge yourself rather than stay in the game, right? And then people got us confused. They thought we was a gang too, But you notice that anytime there's a large group of people that's organized around an idea, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna call the gang. The police is considered a gang.
Yeah.
Or some people consider the government a gang. And so this whole gang idea gets thrown around, right?
Also, guys, yo, Skeeter Bossman, turn on your background.
Yeah, my wife watching the movie real quick, so you can hear it.
Yeah, you good, guys.
All right, I just came to tap in real quick. I'm watching about this.
We got a Muslim brother here. His father was
his wifey
NOI.
day. It's this wifey day. So look, peace everybody. Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I just wanted to chime in real quick. Peace, my brother. At the end of the day, I'ma just say this. Like my big bro said, how can I say this without going in the wrong light? Because for one, at the end of the day, we all was born Muslim. We need to know that. It's just what the branches is. It's 5%. It's 7%. But a lot of brothers in Patterson, when I was growing up, and still to this day, is 5%. That's all they used to say to me. Peace, God, peace, God. And I used to tell them, now I'm Muslim, but we all under the same umbrella, and we respected each other because, for one, it's only one God. So me saying what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I respect every culture. That's what I'm gonna say. I respect every culture, and and I'll leave it like that. And I was definitely listening to you, brother. You was talking some real deep shit. I just can't. Today movie day with wifey, so I just had to jump in with big bro real quick.
Bro, Starmel Allah, the truth, bro. I met Starmel Allah back in, what was the guy, like 2015?
Indeed.
Alhamdulillah.
I used to be on this page on Facebook. My ex-wife and I think your wife was cool, right?
Indeed.
Yeah. So that's how we got in contact. But
Cool.
I always kept to God, and my circumference with God was always right exact to me. He
Right.
never showed me those signs. Because you know how it is. it's some people, it's guys that you call your brother, and it's guys that come in the name. They're really not your brother. You know what I mean?
And I ain't even laughing because we just had this conversation. We just had this conversation, bro. We just had this conversation, and I could put this out there. Whereas though you said when I asked you, I needed your help for a second.
Yeah.
And I hit you back the next day, like, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the moral of my story is a lot of brothers will use a lot of brothers to get what they want out of life. If you are at the end of the day, I'm real. Like I said, yo, bro, I'm messed up right now. You know my situation. Why? I need you. What you tell me? Say less. Boom. Next thing you know, what I do? I hit you back the next day, like, yo, bro, hold that thought. Hold that thought. I appreciate you. So that's what that means. It's the value of friendship. It's the value of appreciation, and it's the value of conversations that y'all have within each other that makes your relationship
Yo, bro,
special.
all that runs to the value of righteousness.
That's
only
it.
Only the righteous will be real with you and not try to dupe you. You know what I mean?
And that's what, and that's why I brought up what I brought up.
Yo, bro, let me Starmel. I want to ask you a question though. You know what I'm saying? We dealing with this Wack 100 situation. He disrespected 5% Nation of Guys and Nerves.
Like
he disrespected.
He going too far.
Pardon self. So you may need to bring me up to speed because I'm not sure if you're aware, but I am in law school right now. So
yeah, true.
A lot of stuff that's been on people's radar probably never made my radar at all. So this is all new to my ears.
All right, I'm gonna pull up for you guys. Hold on, one second, pull up for you.
Well, I'll pull them up to speed. Basically, at the end of the day, Wack 100 just got on somebody's podcast and told Elcectronica, which is the Nation of Islam, he told him he will pull up with 30 Crips, 30 Bloods, and tear down every masjid, every NOI, wherever he at. That got me feeling some kind of way. Like when I seen that last night, like
you said, okay, and
excuse me, too.
That was said in response to something.
I don't know.
I'm trying to understand. Like, I know that you said Wack 100. That's his name.
Yeah. That part.
So Wack 100 just came out the blue and said that to Elcectronica. What prompted that?
He said that about the Nation of Islam. Somebody said we can call Clarence. I mean, not what's the car stuff, God?
He said Farrakhan.
Mr. Louis Farrakhan.
He said Farrakhan.
He said, "Fuck Mr. Louis Farrakhan. I eat pork."
Yeah.
Okay, but what does that got to do with anybody? Ain't that his he eat pork all he want? That's his choice, right?
That part.
That part. But what he said was
millions of people eat pork. So what?
Right.
What he said was, though, guy. He said, hold on. He said, I'll take 50 Crips and 50 Bloods to the temple and blow it up.
Yeah.
He went down them niggas.
Yeah.
And that just came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Cooper himself and Hassan Campbell.
Oh, my cousin here, my physical here.
With Big U.
Yeah, let me ask you.
Muhammad, salute.
So
can you hear me?
It's the NOI. That's the Nation of Islam.
Okay.
How did
went down on him in the.
How did all of this start?
I don't even know. That's where I'm lost at.
Guy. He was beefing with. He was arguing with another. He was talking to brother Ben X, and he had said something about Elijah Muhammad. I mean, Louis Farrakhan at the Million Man March, and how Louis Farrakhan robbed the people in the Million Man March. The money was going to the right places, and then Ben X said something about it. and he when he said something, he said a little bit slick stuff to Ben X, but then he went on his Twitter rant or his Instagram rant and said, somebody said, well, we should have a sit down with the Minister Louis Farrakhan. He said, F the Minister Louis Farrakhan. I eat pork.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna sit down with that nigga for?
Right.
He's like, I'll bring 50 Bloods and 50 Crips to the temple.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
And tear it up and tear that shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look, I mean, I'm not
right, you right that part, brother. We all laughing right there. Hey, yo, scarf on Dean.
Listen. I'm gonna just say this, right? It is like I'm not a member of the Nation of Islam, right? 5%er.
No, I know
right?
we are 5%er.
Let me just start.
Too.
No, right. Let me just say this though, right? Like, I don't even have a Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter's not a real place.
Man, I'm not on no social networks. I ain't on Facebook, Instagram, no nothing, brother. So I respect where you coming from.
Yeah.
Trust me.
No, I mean, I'm just saying that because I'm on other social media, right? I'm on
No
Instagram
doubt.
and Facebook, but I
No
know
doubt.
that if somebody makes a threat online, okay, do it.
That part. That
do
part.
it.
But
if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna do it, why would you say that online? Just do it. Like Nike.
Right. But you know what? At the end of the day, my brother, we take our culture, we take our belief and our religion very, very serious and passionate. So when somebody that's a weirdo like him and say stuff like that, and it bothers you a little bit because it rubbed me under my. Don't get me wrong. No, it don't bother me at all. But at the end of the day, it's just like, okay, why would you say something about somebody else that don't even have your name in his mouth, that ain't even worried about you, don't care what you doing out here? Because at the end of the day, this brother Wack 100 is doing he's causing a whole lot of nonsense across both boards, just like he said about DJ K Slay. Slay, he had AIDS. Come on now,
brother. Look, I'm not trying to defend Wack 100.
No doubt, I get it.
Wack 100, if that he has a right to say whatever's on his mind. That's free speech.
Yeah, and that's where I take it at.
As long as nobody putting their hands on me.
You like me, long as you can say what you want.
You can say, can I curse on here?
Yeah, go ahead, curse, bro.
Yeah.
Somebody could say fuck Starmel. Right? Somebody can post that. I don't give a shit.
Right, because that's not that type of energy.
And I wouldn't want anybody wasting time entertaining that kind of shit, because we got important stuff and important work to do out here. So I could care less.
But you know what, brother? That's the sad part about today's society.
Ski the boss, man. Let me bring my physical real quick. Let him speak his speech real quick, because he had the job. I'm
about to get over here too, because I got me and wifey watching the movie. So go ahead, brother.
I mean, yeah, like look, at the end of the day, like, we have to look, for whatever reason, I don't know the science, so I can't really speak on it. I'll be honest with you, I'm out of line even discussing this, because I don't have the knowledge on what happened exactly. Right. But what I will say is that, we're gonna hear things that are disrespectful on any given day. People could say stuff that's disrespectful, cool, but could you imagine what your life would be like if you had to react and respond and address every single thing that's disrespectful that's said? Could you imagine? You wouldn't have no time to watch movies with wifey.
Right.
At all, because we would be out there addressing everybody that uttered something disrespectful that we heard. And yeah, I mean, if that's what some brothers want to do, that's cool, right?
Hold on.
That's cool.
Starmel. My cousin, hold on 1 second. Yo, cuz. Say what you had to say, cuz. I see you up here. Peace, God.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, Muslims, and peace to the God.
Tahid, alhamdulillah, barakatuh, my brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Same to you. Peace and blessings to you, fam.
Shukran, Sheikh.
Peace, cuz. Peace. What's happening, brother?
All right.
I'm enjoying the build so far, and it's my first time tapping in to a live stream, so bear with me. And I'm at my place of work, so I'm be in and out, but I do want to say a few words when you give me the opportunity to do so.
Go ahead, cuz. Speak.
So just from the little bit I heard, brother, beloved, if I may, I just want to expound what the brothers are saying, that we all have the right to express ourselves in any way, shape, or form we see fit. The brother, and in this day and age of sensationalism and the shock jock talk and people trying to get their views up and get their clicks up, our people will say anything that come out their mouths, brother. Anything that come out their mouths and their hearts and say, there's no holds barred when they come this way. But hands off Farrakhan, period. Hands off Farrakhan, period. And I'm saying that as a FOI who joined the nation in 1990.
Alhamdulillah.
I roll with generals and gods among the nation of Islam.
Alhamdulillah.
But you can't, like the brother was saying, as long as the brothers talk, we ain't gonna do nothing to them. The minister taught us better, brother. We ain't gonna beat our people. We here to save our people.
Shukran,
and you can threaten us, but you put your hands on the righteous is a different story. See, there's an army that you see and there's an army that you don't see. And 50 this and 40 that, going to one mosque or temple, it ain't gonna suffice, brother. It ain't gonna suffice. You saw the Million Man March. Those were the unseen army. The brother said he came in at 1995 to the knowledge of self. And I salute you, brother, for writing your book and the wisdom that you're sharing. But you're my brother. You can't put your hands on no righteous brother in my mind. It's not just your fight. We're saviors, beloved. And if somebody threatens us, they can threaten, and we're going to turn the other cheek, so to speak, until you put your hands on us. Then you got a whole new war that you're talking about, something you never seen before. So Wack could talk, he's Wack. He could talk about, what he going to do and this and that, and we hear him. Hands off Farrakhan, hands off Ben X, brother Ben X. He knows where he can say that stuff at and where he can't.
Right.
But there was a time you couldn't open your mouth against the NOI and the righteous because we were doing too much of a good work to save our people and ain't nobody else doing it.
Lamb coming up saying all of that.
Like the Nation of Islam. Who's going into the drug den? Who has a history of going to the prison like the Nation of Islam? And no disrespect, but the Nation of Islam gave birth to the gods, right?
Indeed.
Father Clarence X, right? And we respect the work. Some of my best brothers are 5%ers. My cousin is 5%. I love that man. And he knows we fight, right, cuz? If we can vote to do that, right, cuz?
Can the brother explain how, again, not to nitpick, but when you say the Nation of Islam gave birth to the gods, what do you mean?
Because at the end of the day.
Hold up, Ski. Let brother speak.
I'm gonna just say a little piece, but my beloved brother can expound on it more. But the father, with all due respect, he came through the ranks, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, he did come through the ranks, but explain to me how that is giving birth.
Well, I don't want to cause confusion. I don't want to cause, that we're not connected, because we are connected.
We are connected.
It's not no disrespect, but the father got his lessons from the NOI.
No, I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing
that's all I want to say on that note, beloved. Because
I'm gonna just say this: the only difference is between the 5 and the 7% in Islam.
5% is the true and living God. Ain't no 7%. 7%
we all 5%ers. We all 5%.
Right. Okay. So we'll say it this way: the 5%ers of Islam and between Islam and 5%ers, 5%ers think they're gods. It's only one God in Arabic in Islam. That's all I'm gonna say.
Beloved. I have the same lessons, the original lessons that you read from. If I'm talking to the 5%, beloved, and we are all gods. Our first lesson number 1, right? Student enrollment. Who is the original man? The original man is the Asiatic black man, the making the owner.
Cream of the planet, Father,
Cream of the planet, God of the universe.
Right.
The original man. All original man are God. Period.
Exactly.
That's it. We don't have to go back and forth on that, brother.
We don't have to.
No misunderstanding. We are all God. When I see you, I see God. When I see my brother, I see God. When I see Wack 100, I see God.
For itself, brother. Like you, right? See, you kind of proved my point right there. That's why I asked you, what do you mean that the Nation of Islam gave? When you say gave birth.
Let me say this. If it's gonna cause division, then strike that
not
from
division. We gotta see. This is about understanding, right? We have to be.
I don't get involved in that, beloved. I don't. I really don't. With all due respect, that's adding confusion. I'm here to
be
say,
right and exact in how we manifest our wisdom, so that people don't get confused. That's all.
Okay, beloved. The Father came in through temple number 7, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he did.
Is that correct? Before the Father came in through temple number 7, did he have knowledge of self? Did he know he was God? Where did he learn that from?
He learned that from the lessons, and this is
Hold on, beloved. Where did he get the lessons from?
He was studying the lessons as taught.
No. I said, where did he get those lessons from?
From the temple.
From what temple?
All FOI. As did all. However,
he got them from the prophet.
That's what I'm saying, brother. That's all I'm saying.
He got it from the prophet, though. He got it from the prophet.
That's all I'm saying.
There's an important piece of history that you're missing.
That I'm missing. Okay.
It was during the time when Allah was in the class teaching about what makes rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes, and Captain Joseph told him he could not teach that there.
But he still got the lessons from the prophet, Muhammad.
However,
no, not Muhammad, bro.
You got it from the most honorable Elijah, the teacher of most honorable Elijah.
Right,
so
okay.
The Father recognized that he was God Allah based on his studying of the lessons.
So did I.
Right? And at that time, a lot of brothers that were in the ranks were just calling themselves Muslims at the time still.
Brother, we know we're gods. We knew that. It's our first,
right.
The first question and answer, brother.
We just need to clarify the fact that the Father Allah was able to study those lessons to that extent where he was able to discover and see God within himself, see Allah within himself.
Okay. All right.
But you had some brothers in the temple.
I digress, brother. I'm a builder, brother. So, this is not building to me. So I'm a digress.
Building to you?
No, this is not building to me. I said to me. All I'm saying is I digress from this conversation, beloved. That's all.
Hey, yo,
that's all good. No,
but let's respect that. That's a conversation you might want to have with somebody else. Okay?
It's all good.
Okay, it's no respect lost. I'm not disrespecting the Father. I'm not gonna disrespect no black man. But just respect me in that I don't want to have this conversation because this is not why I tapped in.
Well,
and not to say that I'm not willing to have. Pardon me?
You brought it up. You brought it
up. I clarified, but you keep going back and forth, and I already clarified. And the brother bear me witness where the brother got his lessons from. So when I say give birth, I don't know why you stuck on that. All I meant was that's where he got his lessons from. That's where he got the teachers from. That's where he had self-discovery. He had self-discovery like a lot of us do in the NOI. That's all I'm saying, brother. That's all I'm saying. I don't know why you twisted it into an argument. That's our problem.
Not an argument,
we spend too much time arguing with one another. That's not building to me.
Because there's a lot of people on here that are doing the knowledge, and we just want to make sure that they have clarity. There's no confusion.
I think you did that. Mission accomplished. I think you did that. Salute.
Your cuz. Your cuz.
Yes.
Shout out your restaurant. Shout out your restaurant, cuz.
I really didn't come on for that, but my restaurant is in the background. You know, by God's grace, I have 3.
Alhamdulillah, and bismillah to you. Alhamdulillah, bismillah to you, my brother.
The inspiration was NOI, do for self. So yeah, I came into knowledge that I'm God too, and I put my hands to work. I want
to commend you for being a business owner, brother. That's
Let me finish. You can't commend me without letting me finish.
Talk to him.
Let me finish, brother. So it's the foundation. I joined the NOI when I was 19 years old. And like the brother said, before me, I came up on positive rap. I came up on poor righteous teachers, X-Clan, the same thing the brother was mentioning that brought him in the nation. I mean, you know, to the nation of gods and earth. But I came in 1990 and been grinding and building ever since. You understand? And came into the reality that, yeah, I know what the lessons mean when it says that we're God of the universe. So I came into the same conclusion that the brother's talking about. Whoever comes in the NOI, they definitely should leave with that or stay there and be under that understanding that we all God. They know that. We know that. That's not new.
Right.
So we've been building ever since, putting young people to work, mentoring, inspire people, young people. They came to us at 14 years old, 19 years old. They opened up their own businesses, started as a food truck. There's food trucks popping all up around this area. We're inspiring all on the internet. We're building. And it's because of the teachings of the NOI. And I'm a follower of Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So I belong to that brotherhood. But it's 3 soul food restaurants. One in South Boundbrook, one in Route 22 in North Plainfield, and one in Plainfield, New Jersey. And we also have a fish market there too. So it's really 4 businesses. But we're employing our youth. We're in the hood. We're building up. We're giving opportunities to the young people. We don't want nothing. We just want to inspire and mentor and see our community grow. So all the division I'm not about. I'm not about arguing. I'm about building. And I know there's people out there that want to argue and go back. That's not me, beloved. You know, I came to support my cuz and speak my piece. But I just want to say, brother, you know, about the Wack. Wack is our brother. He's our brother. We don't want to see no harm come to him. He's saying threats, all of that sensationalism. Might be saying it for clicks or likes or money or whatever. For a track. We say anything. But we don't think he means it. But, you know, the arch deceiver has deceived us. Frankenstein has created his little Frankenstein minions, and he can hide his hand now and let the minions go do his business. The business of the deceiver is being done by our very own. And you don't even see him around no more. It's the deceived that's out there doing the bidding of his doctor Frankenstein that made him. Wack is not himself. He's acting other than himself. So we want to bring him back to the God that he is. And we do that by teaching him. But ain't nobody going to put their hands on no believers and think it's no ramification, not on the righteous. That's all.
All right. Yo, we got the amazing taste. We got amazing taste in South Plainfield, and Boundbrook. Amazing taste, halal soul food spot. Everybody check that out. Amazing taste, halal soul food. New Jersey, just for clear that up. Yep. I don't mean if I got hype, beloved. I didn't mean to do that. Yep.
So,
nah, you good, my brother. You listen, bro. We good, man. Understanding is understood, and we gonna achieve all of the above.
Yes, sir.
All of the above.
Yes, sir.
Because all of the above is caused by who? The Son of Man.
Right.
Indeed.
That's us.
True indeed.
Each one teach one. Each one, the only, hold up. The one that only, might need, hold on, what he said? Every, hold up. He said, every black man is not your brother. There are ways to actually qualify, disqualify who a brother is. And that's, you got to factor, that's peace. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? So peace to you, God.
Say we got to clarify what our brother is.
Yeah, we got
blood of blood, flesh of blood of blood, and flesh of flesh.
Their action, ways of actions qualify or disqualify who's a brother. Like, if your ways of actions of a savage, your ways of actions of someone righteous, you can't be righteous and a savage at the same time.
Right. Well, righteous is our nature, right? Are there any Muslims other than righteous? I beg your pardon, I have never heard of one. So the brother is righteous, he's just not being himself. He's acting other than himself. So somehow we got to tap into that righteousness that's in us. It's in his blood. So what makes us brother? I got brothers I don't speak to that often. I mean physical.
Yeah.
But that's my brother. That's my brother. You can't, separate the fact that you from the same bloodline. And our bloodline, we directly related to the original God. So even our brother's not acting like our brother. That's our brother. And when we see him as such, we treat him as such. We don't want to see no harm to him. We wouldn't even open our mouths and say we're going to put hands on him for unjust reasons. That's our brother. Unless we're going to chastise him and bring him back in line once he's out of line. And typically that's only when they put their hands on us, like the brother was saying earlier. But it's still our brother, even if he's acting like a savage. We got to get him and tap in, because we were savages before too, right? Before teaching came our way too, right?
Yeah.
So somebody tapped into the God himself, right? And woke us up. And that's the duty of the civilized. But we got to raise the standard to civilize and not be so quick to argue and point out the differences. Point out the God that you see in the God, your brother. And act like one around him, and maybe he'll raise the bar and act like one too. That's my opinion.
Indeed. Starmel Allah.
I had a question. Did anybody reach out to the brother?
Yeah.
Speak to him?
I reached out to Wack 100 numerous times. You know what I'm saying? Wack 100, he won't. He says he spoke a couple of times, but he won't. He's on some real disrespectful, like he's a man type shit. You know what I'm saying? He's smelling himself. So he don't want to build. He don't want to add on.
Did Elcectronica reach out to him?
Elcectronica tried to, but Wack disrespected him too. So Elcectronica disrespected Wack. Hold up. Let me see what Elcectronica said real quick. Hold up. Let me see what he said. Give me 1 second. I'm going to share what he said. So that's what the show's about. You know what I'm saying? So I want to let Elcectronica speak his truth. All right, hold on 1 second. Guys. Here we go. This is fair use.
Hassan Campbell. He's going back and forth with Big U. And now he is going on a full-scale war against the NOI, that's the Nation of Islam, and Elcectronica had to run down on him in the Twitter comment. And Elcectronica said he had to say this to Wack 100. He sent this message to him. He said, if you got any questions, ask me with your cool ASS. You out here pressing everybody, but the open enemy. Don't be out here stunting on our little brother.
Right.
Me, about the Nation of Islam. I got that fire you're looking for. Wack 100 is going at everybody. He's going at Minister Farrakhan. He's talking about, listen, man, I'm not feeling the bean pies. Pick the bean pies up, man. Make some sweet bean pies.
Who is my bean pie?
100 is going in on everybody, and Elcectronica had to go in on him. What is going on with Wack? Is Wack COINTELPRO? Is it a possibility? Think about it. Wack going at these gangs. He's
fair use.
Allegedly, and this is what Mr. Hassan Campbell said, the big YouTuber. He said that he allegedly, funded both sides of the gang war and giving guns to both sides. And, pretty much, allowing the killing of young black men on both sides of the gang wars to continue. Now he's critiquing the NOI. You know, I have my critiques of the NOI. I'm not the biggest supporter, but you can't go in on the minister, Minister Farrakhan. You know, he's a great man, and he is a mouthpiece for a lot of young men, a lot of young black men. And for the NOI, he's got a lot of young black men off of the streets. So here you have a guy in Wack 100. You know, a lot of people calling him Mr. COINTELPRO, Mr. CIA agent himself. Is Wack 100, you know, going, you know, commando? Is he out here really, you know, doing some COINTELPRO stuff out here? You know, I even seen him in a YouTube video. He was actually going back and forth with another NOI brother that's a part of the NOI, talking about his gripes, talking about why he doesn't like the NOI. What exactly is going on with Wack 100? Is he a governmental agent? Is he?
Well, Parcel, we all know that it was government agents in the 5% Nation, the NOI, even in Christianity. The same government agent you see in the picture next to Malcolm X, next to Martin Luther King, and next to the Black Panther movement. I don't know if you ever see that show where they had a black FBI agent. He was a picture of all the black leaders as like their right hand man type thing.
Right, right.
Did you see that, Brother Starmel?
Yeah, I'm doing a Knowledge 2 video right now, actually. But this is an old video. Supposedly, looks like he getting roughed up by some security dudes here.
Oh, Wack 100?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he got white boys.
Got by Nipsey Hussle's bodyguard.
Oh yeah, he got knocked out by Nipsey Hussle's bodyguard. Yeah. What we said, your ways and actions always gonna come back at you. You do dirt, you get dirt.
You know, last time I checked, you know, FOI mean the military training of men that belong to Islam in North America, and these brothers are well trained. Some of the best people hire FOI for security. That's all I'm gonna say about that one.
Yeah. So you talking about you bringing 50 Bloods and 50 Crips into the temple? You talking about you trying to commit suicide, basically.
But do the history of when the cops rolled up in the temple with their guns and what happened. Police in number 7 over in LA on the West Coast. It ain't just one temple, it's any temple. You run a, and, you know, the devil came in thinking he was gonna arrest, they were gonna arrest somebody, but look it up. Ran up in there with a gun, got the gun taken away from them. And some of them didn't make it out. Talking about the cops, NYPD. Didn't make it out. And this didn't just happen in the 70s, it happened in the 90s. It happened, you know. We don't fight just to fight. We fight with those who fight with us.
And
the minister don't want to.
This was 10 days ago. They got a YouTube video from 10 days ago where Wack 100 got pressed by the Rolling 60s.
Yeah.
That true?
That's after he said Nipsey Hussle, he alleged that Nipsey Hussle had a sex tape with another man and his woman, and saying he was trying to loop that Nipsey Hussle was gay. So the Rolling 60s pressed him on what's that shit called? What's the name of that I'll tell you right now, Clubhouse. They pressed him on Clubhouse.
Okay.
Because I got to check out, beloved. You know, I'm still at the work, at the job.
Well, I mean, yeah, we got
to.
Peace, brother.
All right. Peace, cuz. Love you to life, cuz. Peace.
Salute, family. And if I offended anyone, no disrespect, pardon self. Wasn't meant like that. Respect. I respect all the brothers on here, but I respect the righteous. I respect the gods who look like me. That's all. You my brother. I don't care
no
what
offense
state.
taken.
All right. Peace, beloved.
No offense taken, brother.
I love y'all.
Love you too, cuz.
Peace.
Hello. Hey.
Hello. It's Starmel.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
go ahead, son. Yo.
Well, no, I mean, you know, this just goes to show, man. I think, you know, what's the brother's name again? Upon himself, remind me.
Yuswa Muhammad.
Yuswa Muhammad.
Yeah.
Yuswa. Okay. Well, brother Yuswa, you know, he made some good points, man, in terms of like, you know, we got an important job to do here, man. You know, as people with knowledge of self, we have we are in a unique position, right? We are in a very unique position, but our job is hard, right? We know this. I'm looking at the comments. I wasn't even sure if I can add on to the brothers and the sisters in the comments. Peace to all of them too. By the way, I do see some of these comments. I'm checking them out, but it doesn't look like I'm able to.
Are you now you on your computer? You're on your computer, right?
Yeah, I'm on my computer.
Oh no, you won't be able to comment because it's my stream, y'all. I can leave comments, but you can say what you want to say. You can answer them.
Well, no, yeah, just peace to them. Peace to them. You know, I'm doing the knowledge to the comments. You know what I'm saying? And you know, peace and love to everybody that's tuning in. You know, there's some great engagement in here. I see a lot of stuff. You know, look, California, man. You know, love Cali. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of guys. We got a lot of righteous brothers in Cali. We got righteous brothers.
Yeah, no doubt. Look, we got a 5%. You know, look, at the end of the day, NOI. We got our job is hard, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't have an easy job, and it's to the point now where, you know, we have been programmed, whether we realize it or not. We have been programmed to come at each other first.
Yeah. And
we've been programmed, whether we realize it or not, to come at each other over the smallest things. Over the smallest things. We are ready to fight and kill one another very quickly.
Indeed.
But we watch, even on social media, we watch people come into our community and do certain shit that we're not so quick to step to. Why is that? There's no easy answers. And I'm not going to sit here and point the finger at nobody, but this is something that I implore us to study, man. We got to look at that shit. We got to study that shit.
Somebody just said the Willie Lynch syndrome.
Yeah, that's a part of it. That's a part of it, most definitely. But there's a whole lot of shit that happened after Willie Lynch on other levels, right? And we have to examine that shit, right? There's a lot of stuff that's going on, man. You know, influences. We don't control our own music, for example. Very few artists, very few of our artists. I remember you opened up the show with your artists.
Yeah.
And when we look at the state of our own music, you know, very few people. And now we got people that are making rappers. They are producing and manufacturing rappers.
Indeed.
And they are being marketed in a way where it's like people are being directed to listen to only these people. What are these people talking about? You notice that you talked about, like, and I think the other brother that just got off spoke about, we all grew up listening to positive rap, positive hip hop. We grew up with the influence. Like, most people wouldn't even had no knowledge of self if it wasn't for listening to certain artists that brought the teachings in their music. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I know there's people out there that say, well, you know, we righteous, we are not a hip hop nation. But hip hop was a vehicle that was created by us for us to inspire and teach us. And somehow that the power of the music was co-opted, it was taken over, and it was turned into a business vehicle for 10%. Let's call a spade what it is.
The blood suckers of the poor.
I wrote about this in the book. I went in the book, and in the right way.
Say your book again, because more people came in.
It's called The Righteous Way. It's called The Righteous Way. The Righteous Way.
That's a great book.
TheRighteousWayBook.com. You get a whole lot more information about it. But I talk about that, and I'm interviewing some good brothers in the industry, namely, you know, Lord Jamar got a feature by DJ Wise. And when we start going in and talking about, because all of this plays a role, you know, a lot of people were turned on to NOI as a result of the music, as a result of Muhammad Ali and listening to Malcolm X through media, through the radio, through the television, you know. And so we got to look at the power of media in our communities, and we got to start controlling these things, man. We got to have control over these messages that are coming to our communities. And oftentimes, if we look at it, we're not really in control of anything. We're just consumers of this influence, of this information, of our music, you know, the people that who we listen to every day. And so now in this day and age of internet, we got people that are trying to become self-made through YouTube. You got people running around trying to create and manufacture controversy for likes because they want a YouTube check. Motherfuckers want a YouTube check.
Indeed.
So go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Indeed.
Go ahead, man.
Indeed, yo, God, indeed. I be getting my YouTube check too, okay, in front, God. You know what I'm saying? But that's what you do it. That's what you do.
Let me just say that too, God. And I'm thank you for pointing that out. Nothing wrong with getting a check from YouTube. I don't want people to think that I'm anti getting paid from YouTube. Get your money. Brothers and sisters, get your money. Get your money. But like you said, it's how we do it, right? It's how we do it. Sometimes people go way out of line, man. You know what I'm saying? For that check. And that's what I was really talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like people getting out of pocket and crossing the line for a check. Know what I mean? And so they put themselves out there, man. You know what I'm saying? You look at what happened. Certain people then lost their life over that. Not trying to get, you know, going about getting paid the wrong way. So, I mean, everything is real, right? Everything is real. And so, like, going back to, you know, us being the righteous, you know, I wanted to talk about that deeply in this work, the Righteous Way trilogy, because there's been a lot of discussion and argument, even among the righteous, over things that really we got to start learning to start being all wise. Like the lessons say, if we got that much respect for the degrees, let's live out the degrees. Let's live out the lesson, right? And we got to know what the lessons mean. We got to know what the lessons mean. We got to know what are they saying, right? And then we got to, you know, if we really care about them like that, we got to start putting that into activation and being the gods for real. You know, like the lessons say. Because I know people that know lessons, but they not living those lessons. They just know lessons. They just people that know degrees, just like some people, some Christians know the Bible, but not every Christian is living out the Bible. Some Muslims know the Quran, but they're not living out the Quran, right? So it's one thing to know something, but it's another thing to live it out and make your word bond.
Facts, dog. All right, we got another brother in the bed in peace.
Hey, peace to you, my man. Y'all all right?
Peace.
We great. Peace.
Indeed.
Yeah, I just seen the topic Wack 100 disrespected the NOI Muslims and all that. I be like, man, with this type of topic energy, I mean that's what they supposed to do. They supposed to disrespect the spiritual realm. I mean it just is what it is. You know what I mean? Like it ain't nothing new. They've been disrespecting spiritual people since the beginning of time. So somebody said, hey, man, let's look to a higher power. I mean, that's just showing how low vibrating he is at this point. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah. They always disrespect the righteous, man. You know what I'm saying? They always send they little Yakubs and you know what I'm saying, they little Judases and all they little Benedict Arnolds and to disrupt the righteous community, to cause confusion amongst the righteous.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, if you look at his actions and everything that he's been doing in the last, 2-3 years over the internet,
4 or 5 years.
Yeah, all that it's nothing short of demonic. It just is what it is. Like, I sit up and see people, talking about these certain characters, but when is we just like they don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the Charleston white guy. He did the same thing. Him and Wack going back and forth. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like heathens. I mean, this is what they do. They hyenas. You know what I'm saying? They scavengers at the bottom. They don't really got that in them. I mean, they can portray the light, but they don't really have it like that. So I don't know. I just don't like when spiritual people get in power. I mean, I'm seeing y'all, he got the suit and tie. You look like y'all look middle class and, and all this other, good stuff and everything. I'm like, man, give a nigga some word, man. Like, refer to the scriptures on these niggas, son. Fuck. Yeah, you understand? Get them niggas throw the power at them. You understand? Like let Allah or let God, you know what I'm saying? Like be the finisher of the faith. You dig? I don't know, man. These niggas just weird. They crazy. I mean, I know people look at me like, who is that? Man, I'm elect, you know what I'm saying? I'm set apart. I'm part of the few. 1 Peter 2:9. Ain't nobody touch my spirit. These niggas goofy. Every last one of them. Charleston White, he's a rapist. That nigga, he does this. These people do. Man, y'all niggas bums in this worldly thing that we see in this simulation we living in. Stupid. And you got these people out here just confused because they think when a goofy nigga gets success and he do all that mouthing and stuff that's success. That ain't success. You got to bring your people out. You got to guide a new generation, give people some real substance. All this clout chasing and arguing and confusing and shit, that's all devices of the enemy and the evils. Yeah, I mean. But yeah, I ain't want to say too much in them, but just that. Like I really,
you good, bro. Yo,
that's valid. That's valid, bro. That's valid.
Facts. Yo, you got your own channel, don't you?
Yeah, I'm Duke Pharaoh, man. I'm the one and only, man. You know what I mean? The one who really made niggas want to get on this internet and start talking and blogging and monetizing.
Yeah, you was for Skin Team?
Nah, that nigga he was cool at one point, but
yeah.
I got
a lot of people in the chat show you love. I never seen you. I never caught your channel.
Oh,
so that's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
Yeah, I deal with everybody. I come through every now and then when I see something that pique my interest. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm a giver, so I do interviews, deal with people, come to it is what it is. But
yeah, fact.
Yeah, but most of the time, a lot of people will see brothers like you and be like, Al Bean, pie selling, suit and tie, wearing middle class. Y'all trying to hear what you niggas talking about. So I just figure I'm gonna come here. They saying something good, they ain't saying nothing wrong. If Pharaoh agree, y'all niggas need to agree. It is what it is,
Yeah, well, I respect that. Just to give you a little quick. Matter of fact, I just subscribed to you too, bro.
Appreciate it.
Definitely just subscribe. Certain time. That really is. So I'm in law school. I'm from the streets though, and I got 3 felonies, bro.
I got it.
You know what I mean?
I got a bunch.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm from the bottom. I just say that to say I'm not proud of it. You know what I mean? I'm from the bottom, but there's just I use myself as an example to show and prove that people, if they want to, they could level up. They could change the game. They could change up. They could switch up. You know what I'm saying? They could discover new levels of themselves. You know what I'm saying? At one time, I thought I was just a nigga. You know what I'm saying? And then I went and got knowledge of self and found out I'm the God.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
Some people, they okay with that. They just, somebody told them they're a nigga, they believed it, and they ran with that for the rest of their life until they went to the grave, not even realizing that they were so much more than that.
Yeah.
So only reason why I'm wearing a shirt and tie, because I ain't get a chance to change yet. You know what I mean? It's all good. But yo, I'm subscribing to you, bro, because I'm feeling your energy. You my brother nonetheless.
Yeah.
And that's what we all got to do.
I subscribe to you too, bro. I
support
to you
each
too.
other, man. Support each other, man.
Yeah, and this is me. This is me. I don't usually go on people's panels and stuff. I don't usually type them up, a lot. But I'm trying a new thing, like when I find a live button, click and see who talking, and then jump in and say, just networking. But yeah, y'all some good brothers, man, and I'm gonna stop by and dialogue and throw my dissertations here and there. You did.
Indeed.
Yeah, indeed, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
Cool, God. Peace.
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 Yo, Starmel Allah, man, I want to thank you for coming through, bro. I appreciate you, Lord. And shout your books out again so they can hear it.
They could check everything out. I'm gonna flash it one more time. This is the original, part 1, The Righteous Way. They can go to The Righteous Way.
Sponsor Rob Born Muta Allah is here. On to Allah. You know him, God? Peace to God.
Peace.
Peace, God. Peace.
Peace,
I don't know if y'all can hear me. I'm outside. I was listening in on my YouTube channel, the Each One Teach One, and I was just listening to the bill. Just wanted to add on. Peace to King of the Jers. Peace to Starmel.
Peace.
I don't know, man. I think it's an interesting conversation, but like what we say, justice is a reward or penalty given to one ascendant to their own ideas. And when you put things out in the world, there's going to be a reaction, and that reaction is going to be what people talk about it or confront the individual about it. Now, once I heard the audio of him saying that he supplies guns to his rival gang, I don't have nothing to talk to you about. You are savage. There's nothing else for you to say. Everything after that, there's nothing to talk about. So it goes to the point of, are you an agent or not? And if we looking at what we use the term COINTELPRO, they tell you what it is. But what are you doing when you're on saying this to another person that you don't really know and telling them that you supplying guns to a different, like what? Like what you talking about? Like, so I just think it's crazy. I don't know what's the science with that. And it's just not right exact. And that this is people gonna talk about it. And people gonna talk to you about it when what you talking about? Well, what's the science? Everybody that's righteous, yeah, we righteous, but everybody not gonna take that in that way. People didn't put their sacrifice. People lost their jobs for their beliefs. People fought for this. You know what I'm saying?
Die for it.
And we got streets named after us. We got Harlem Prep that used to be there. We got this is in stone. Like this, you can't talk about Black history without talking about the NOI or the Nation of Gods. You can't do it. You're gonna talk about us. So are there faults in organizations? Facts. Are things 100%? No. Did people fall victim to whatever the devil put before them and told them you would get more gold than you thought that you didn't have? Yeah. And we see and we see that, and that's one of our biggest downfalls. I feel we have this every Black person is a brother thing, and you a brother, let them come amongst us, and not looking at or renewing our history and looking at every single organization we had. The way they took it down is by a Black person, and they knew the lesson. They knew the lessons backwards and forwards. They knew the Quran. They know all of this.
The Torah, the Bible, the lessons, all that.
But there is no mechanism for that, and then we kind of are forgiving people, and then we forgive. And let you still come amongst us when the lessons tell you, once you see something that's not right and exact, you take their head off. So
let me ask you a question, Black,
that don't mean you the brother.
Let me ask you a question, God. Can the devil fool a Muslim?
They say no, not nowadays. And then, and then they'll talk about I never heard of one, right? Or if this is what you want to go with that, but what does that mean? When you saying that there's no other person but this righteous Muslim, and you using that to say that, that means that righteousness has an action to it, meaning that there's a person that's living out righteousness, living out civilization, and is not acting as a savage in the pursuit of happiness. Therefore, he's activating on that, so he can't be that. There can't be a Muslim, according to that lesson, that's acting other than that. But does that mean that a person who is a black person is not, well, what's coming in the person of this person? Your actions show you who you are.
Yeah.
So is there any other Muslims over there righteous? You're going to say no, because there's an action that's to that. But are there black people? Just because you're saying somebody's nature is this, right? And they're not acting of it, that don't mean that you my brother. And that has been our problem from, I believe, since we began our organizations. And we let these people come amongst us and give them a break. Oh, it's okay. Oh, yeah, he's down. Look at how much work he's doing. And then miraculous things start happening. The police catching people. I got connects, and then you get off. And no, that's what happened with Marcus Garvey. Same thing. Agent 800. He helps him beat his case with a lawsuit. And someone came to him and told him that this man is a cop. He works for the police department. He leaves and then comes back, and they take his whole organization down. When we gonna learn from this? So you got a person that's on here that's representing the rap industry, and you on audio, regardless of how people got the audio, and you telling people that, listen, man, I'll give guns to my rival gang. What are we talking to you? Why is any black person talking to you?
Fact.
You know, it's crazy, y'all. You know what I mean? And peace to the God, Star, man. I gotta tell you about your books on Kindle. I think it's volume 2. When you order the book, I know it's not you. The pages, some of the pages look like stripes, and it's not mixed up. Yeah, so you're gonna have to contact Kindle about that.
I'm gonna look into that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, because I got the hard copy one from the school, and I didn't know there was a second part, so I said, "Oh, let me get this." But when I'm reading the book, it's off.
Before we do this part self, for everybody out here that got knowledge of self, make sure you go to the School of Allah and give a donation, man, to help keep the school built. There's a lot of these entertainers and rappers that come in the name of Allah that's not supporting the school. With all these millionaires that's claiming they got knowledge of self and claiming they God, the school should be the way it is. I went to the school, me and a couple of guys from the school, we gave a donation not that long ago. The school didn't even have material if you want to come there and learn. So we got
they Pawn Self God, they got some guards. They got so you know about there was a SOS sent out recently trying to make some repairs on the wall. So they taking donations for that too. And then there's also a youth event that's taking place. They striving to raise money to take some people out of the hood, outside the city for a minute, you know what I mean, and do the whole nature thing at the Poconos or whatever. But brothers, sisters should, you know what I'm saying, reach out to those that's at a law school in Mecca that have these events that are ongoing, and they're for everybody. You know what I'm saying? They can participate and add on.
Yes. Yo, God, my part, Rob Bourne, my bad, God. I just wanted to get that out.
No, that's definitely peace, God. And with that being said, you know, when you're talking about funding organizations, we had a lot of scams going through our community, and people are gonna have a problem with donating to organizations. However, you look at the ways and actions and what you can see, feel, and touch. There's no mystery of what people are doing. There is always a 5% in any organization that is actually doing the work, right? So if we look at, we financed our own death. We financed the crack epidemic. When you say we don't got money, or we ain't got no money, we can't do it. When you look at the outposts and you look at all of them, where was that money coming from? Where was you making $1 million or $100,000 a day? It came out the community. So we got to make something somehow for the people to have that same spark. because that money came from the community when the community didn't look like how it looked today, where everything was dilapidated. So there's no excuse. So we just add on and build with the people who are the 5%, who are doing the work, who are doing the actions, and whatever organizations that they may be a part of, and don't dwell on what should be done, and just look at what people are doing, and that's it. That's all you can do. And then you just keep it moving. That's just my understanding on it.
That's peace, God. I appreciate that, Lord. I appreciate all the guys and the righteous Muslim brothers that came up here today and show love and respect and commented on this topic, man. You know what I'm saying? Starmel, thank you for coming. I know I had you over here longer than 45 minutes, and then almost an hour and a half.
I mean, no, I was ready to continue adding on for a little bit, you know what I mean, in case anybody had any questions. In case anybody had any questions, you know what I mean, we can get into that too, you know.
Go ahead. Anybody got any questions for the gods up here tonight? You know what I'm saying? Anybody got any questions? Y'all can hit the link. Y'all can come in and ask the God the question. The link is tagged in the post in the description. New Jersey J on the board of the podcast said, let's build. Peace to the God. That's what we're doing, guys. It's all about building and adding on.
Indeed.
So God, what's the merchandise you got, Lord? That you I'm
gonna be I got some new merch coming out very, very soon, probably within the next few days actually. And people will be able to grab a hat, shirts. We got some summer merch coming, and we got some other accessories coming. I don't want to reveal too much, but they'll be able to go to check on my website probably. Let's see, today is Wednesday. I would say by the God Day. So actually before next week, by the God Day, they'll be able to go on the God Day. We that number 7 is on our universal flag, and word is bond regardless to whom or what. So on that God Day, people will be able to go on the website and check out, all different types of stuff that I'm gonna have available to them for that type of stuff. If they're interested in any type of summer gear or accessories, I'm definitely gonna have that. And of course, people will be able to go to the website. Easiest way to remember it, therighteouswaybook.com. That is the website. It's titled after the book itself, therighteouswaybook.com. They'll be able to get information about all 3 books. But I just want to say one thing too, importantly, that I want to circle back to it, because we were talking about this job, right? This job of those who are all wise and civilized and righteous and got knowledge of self and these powers. We got this unique knowledge that a lot of our people need. It's a transformative type of power, right? Because you could.
God, speak, God. I got to run over.
So, somebody else is here?
No, I said, I supposed you to speak, God. I got to run the room real quick. Speak. I'm listening.
Okay, well, again, people read books, but are the books transformative, right? Some books are transformative and others are not. They're just good leisurely reads, and they don't really do anything necessarily to the reader unless the reader finds themselves in the book and is able to extract something from the book and apply it to themselves and elevate themselves and transform themselves in some kind of way. And so one of the things that my book does, and what makes this book, this series, this trilogy unique, is that it is written aimed with the purpose to transform people if they are willing to read and apply and have an open mind. That's the other part, right? Because people can read 100 books and still see themselves as a nigga or a bitch. I'm gonna say that again in case anybody missed it. People can read a lot of books. People can read a lot of books and still end up and remain a nigga or a bitch. And they will still refer to themselves as a nigga and a bitch, and they will still carry themselves in that way because they did not go and do that introspection, right? Remember, I talked about people going inside themselves and studying themselves and finding out who they are and discovering who they are and realizing that we all got levels to ourselves. We all You know, and not in any kind of spooky or mysterious or confusing way. It's not very hard to understand. It's real easy. Is that we start off as children learning the things that our parents or guardians want us to know. So we end up not believing those things. And some of us, you know, we weren't treated that very well growing up. We grow up, we got low self-esteem, right? We got trauma. We dealing with the trauma, you know what I mean? And so, you know, for me, man, by the time I was 13, 14, I thought I was a nigga. Thought all my niggas, we the niggas, you know what I'm saying? We the nigga society, right? We low self-esteem, no confidence. We don't believe we can do shit. And so my book is here to let readers know, and not just let people know, but giving you actually a framework, right? You can actually go to certain chapters that break down how to do this, how to go inside yourself, how to study yourself, how to understand who you are and that you have infinite potential. That's some shit that you're not going to get in your average book today because ain't nobody writing that no more. This is why the job of the 5% is more realer now than it ever was in this day and age of you know, information age, right? This is the information age, and we doing very little with this information out here. So one of the things that I do in the book is guide people, help people figure out how to get that, the important part of all this information, and how do we use it? How do we use this to elevate ourselves? How do we use this to take control of our communities? How do we use this to create a better future for our children? Because if we ain't talking about that, then we just caught up. We ain't nothing. We ain't make no progress from the time that the slaves were told that they were free.
Right.
We still in the same condition. The only difference is that we dress different, the music different.
We hold on. We dress good. We look good.
But
we still don't feel good here, God. We look good. The outside, the shell is beautiful, but the inside, that mental and that emotional, that spiritual side inside, that's just horrible.
Definitely. And so that goes right back into what we were talking about with our brother who's misguided, who, you know, made some statements and all that. That brother dealing with trauma. We all still dealing with trauma, and it's our job. It's our job to heal each other. It's our job, because if we don't do it, who gonna do it?
Yo, God, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something, God. For all the world you know, this guy right here, well, me and my ex-wife was going through our trauma within the nation and shit like that. I remember you guys contacted me on Facebook, and they're like, "Yo, God, don't let that disturb you, God. Just keep on building, yo, adding on." I mean, that was in like 2016, Lord.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you told me that. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead,
it was an like I said, a lot of people don't understand. Even the 5% nation is division sometimes. So we got different sectors, you know what I mean? We got the Jersey guys, we got the New York guys. Most Jersey and New York guys are tight, but some Jersey and New York guys, they don't respect each other and don't respect their way of life because they feel as though one is better than the other.
But see, that's why, you know, again, you know, and for those out there, and you're right? There's always going to be disagreement. See, we got to learn how to deal with that. Right. And one thing I learned, you know, I'm not an OG or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm 42. I don't know everything.
46.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, God. So I'm just trying to play my part. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm just trying to play my little part, man. Like we all stars, man. We all shine light, man. Like we all, you know, we all may not agree, but we should, if we got knowledge of self, if we don't agree, we should learn how to put certain differences to the side, because at the end of the day, we all study generally the same degrees.
Facts.
That means that generally we know what our job is. So if we doing certain shit, you know, that doesn't align with our job, then we know that we are not helping to improve. We are part of the problem and not a part of the solution. So for everybody out there that know lessons, if we're not in the space of trying to live out these degrees every day, if we're not applying mathematics every day, and we, you know, if we're not pulling each other up when we slip up every day, then it's like we don't have no knowledge of self at all. Because if you don't use what you know, if we don't use what we know to improve our conditions, then it's like us not knowing at all. It has the same effect. The only time it's different is when you actually apply what you know to improve your circumstance. That's when you know that the knowledge is purposeful, and we just need to get back to that, God. That's all that is. We got to get, some of us lost our way. Some of us slip up. It's okay. I'm not even trying to judge nobody. We ain't got no time to be sitting around judging each other. That shit ain't going to get us nowhere.
Hell no.
But we got to pull each other up.
Yeah. You're 100% right, God. You're 100% right.
Right, quiet. So, G, you said you got a third volume to that series?
Yes, sir.
I don't see the third.
Yes, sir. Go to the righteouswaybook.com. It's the Infinity Edition. It'll look completely different than the first and the second one. You'll see it when you scroll down on the website.
Okay.
Or if you hit me up on the gram, I'll send you the link. I'll DM you and send you the link.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see that.
Anybody interested and can't pull it up on the internet, can't get it up on the website, you know, just follow me on Instagram at Starmel Allah, Starmel_Allah, and I will send you the link.
Yeah, but that history of the father and the nation in there, them pictures speak 1,000 words, dog.
Indeed,
speak 1,000 words, dog.
Yeah, one of the goals was to also, you know, strive to tell. Let me just shout out Jamel Shabazz and Khalik Allah, who were instrumental, and Dumar Allah, Lord Dumar, Earthly, what's the Earth name? I've had this Earth provided me with some of these photos that are in these books. You know, the goal was to, like you said, God, tell that story through pictures, not just talking, because like you said, pictures is worth 1,000 words. So I could do a lot of talking in the book and explaining, but if you don't have the reflections to go along with the story, then it's hard to provide context, right? So one of the things that that earthly paradise,
earthly jewels, that's what you're talking about?
No, not earthly jewels, and not earthly embrace. I know, and peace and shout out to them too if they're in on the call or in on this discussion, or if they happen to hear it. Peace to them. But no, not them. But yes, earthly paradise also provided some of these photos, God. You know, I couldn't get all the photos on my own, and so this work was not a work of my own doing. I did not do this by myself. Any work of great import and great impact is done by more than one person.
Yeah,
so you know, I'm the author, but I want to say peace to all the gods and earths that were in on it. This is the Righteous Way trilogy. I'm the author, and I had a vision for it, but it would not have happened without the help of many gods and earths who took the time out to help to add on from all 9 regions. Help to add on. I had gods and earths from all 5 boroughs help, as well as the tri-state area, now Justice, New Jersey, Connecticut, See Truth, PA, all over from East Coast to West Coast. And you know what I'm saying? I had gods and earths to add on. And I want to say peace to all of them, man, from East Coast to West Coast, man, from North to South, that helped on this project, because it wouldn't have never materialized without their help. And I wanted to also show that we can, man, this is just a tip of the iceberg, man. Do you know what we can do when we come together? Do you know what we can do? We are so powerful that it's threatening.
Indeed.
It's threatening.
Yeah, you sent me on. You sent me on a mission. I went to the Schomburg in Harlem, because I wanted to get that book, The Mayor's Man, so I could see what he wrote, because I wanted to know the history of the street academy. And then that took me on a journey to find out that there's a whole history of street academies all through New York City. But my question for you is, did you have the actual New Yorker, that magazine called The Eve of Destruction, when you have the father on the front of it?
No, that's one of the that's a real tough piece to find right there. I don't have that. But I know some brothers do have it. One of the ways you might be able to get it is to actually reach out to the publication and see if they can give you a back issue.
Yeah, I tried to get it, and they said they don't got it. I emailed them. I even got the magazine, so I bought the magazine to go back to the year 1968, and for whatever reason, that volume, I think it's April, and that volume can't get it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's a tough one to get, because that's something that's probably going to be in the archive, and I don't think that's going to be something easily, like, to get, like, on the internet. Maybe get a picture of it, but to get the actual piece, we would have to reach out to what is it, New Yorker magazine.
Just wanted to commend you on that work, brother, because I got the book, I read it, and I was upset about the Kindle thing. Yeah, so you got to tap in with them.
I apologize about that, brother. I'm trying to get on that. Matter of fact,
that ain't you, but it's them. So like I'm reading, and when I got to it, I'm like, wait, what's going on here? The pages was just like lines on it, and I'm like, what the hell? And then I was like, yeah, there's some kind of malfunction up here. But yeah, man, that was peaceful.
I'm gonna definitely check that.
Hey, Rabon Monta. Yo, Manchu, for himself. Hit my Instagram too, bro. Put my Instagram up here, man. Hit my Instagram. Follow me, man. I'll follow you back on Instagram.
All right.
I'm trying to get many brothers close to me as possible, God. You know what I'm saying? We got things we're trying to do.
One of the things that the God can do also, God, you can go, I would suggest also as an alternative to go to the New York Public Library, the central main library off of, I think that's Fifth Ave. Go to the library, God. You may be able to order that specific copy from the archives, and they can get that for you.
Right, I'm gonna try that one, because I kind of stay in the Schomburg. I stay in there looking at some stuff. So yeah, I'm going.
You just would have to know. You might have to know the issue, what issue it was.
I got it written down. I know it's April 1960. I think it's volume 1 or 2 or something like that. But I got it written down. I'll go find it. I'm gonna try that album. So I just wanted to see like what it is that they said in there. Yeah, but that book is peace, God. I got the hardcover, the first one though.
Yo, God, you still that one, God?
Huh?
I'm at Starmel. You still on NOI?
No, I'm in Georgia right now.
Oh, that's right. You're in Georgia. I thought you was back in New York.
No, I'm down south right now. Law school brought me down here. That's the other thing. I know you wanted me to talk about that. And that's another thing that I talk about in the book, right? So there's a lot of stuff going on in this book. And then of course there's a lot of stuff going on outside the book, because again, this is where the path it led me, God. It just made sense, for me to get to law school, at least pursue that. And I'm thankful, I'm saying, to be in that position, again.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What happened 3 felonies? Can you become a lawyer? Well,
it depends what they are. It depends how long ago they were. And it depends on the nature, right, of those. And it depends on, you have to talk about that. You have to disclose that. Because honesty, right? When you are applying for law school, there's a section that is required for you to discuss any character and fitness issues that you may have. And so if there are any charges that you may have had in violation of any laws, in particular misdemeanors and felonies, you have to disclose that. And in some cases, you may have to even disclose any traffic violations that you may have.
Okay.
And so having something on your record does not automatically bar you from becoming an attorney, but lying about it does. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
If you try to hide that, and they find out about it later on, you forthcoming about that. You didn't disclose that, then it shows that you trying to hide something. And if you can't keep it real with them, they're gonna. The reasoning is how you gonna keep it real with your clients, right?
Most definitely, God. Most definitely.
So and again, very important. We've had a lot of cases, having to defend the culture, which is something else that's in the book, God. And a lot of people don't know about the legal aspect and struggle that 5%ers had to deal with. Even the Nation of Islam had to deal with, having to go to court to stand up for their right or to preserve their right to practice their chosen belief, their way of life, right? And so we had to defend that. That's another thing that I go into detail and talk about that in the book as well. For anybody that want to understand the history of the case law, the cases leading up to the Intelligent Tariq decision and the other case following that I was able to put forth in the courts as well. And then there's another case that recently we actually won a case in Virginia as well as a settlement in Massachusetts. So, there's a lot of things going on involving the nation on a lot of different levels that I talk about in these books. Books is very comprehensive, so there's a lot. Not to mention exclusive interviews. We got a interview with Big Daddy Kane in part 3 for anybody that want to know and understand.
Hey, yo, one second, guy. For itself.
Oh, yeah.
I need you. I'm trying to get in contact because I got Cool V right now. Cool V, I'm interviewing him in the next couple of weeks. He usually come as Cool V. I've been trying to get in touch with the guy Kane, right? So I can get him up here and say what he's doing and give his life stories for people to see too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't have his direct. I don't have his direct contact, but I can put you in contact with the sister who might be able to build with you about that. Because I'm not, I don't have his contact. If I did, I would still have to ask Kane if it's okay.
Yeah, I want his contact. Yeah. I just want you to get in contact with him for me.
For you. Okay, well, I actually go through the sister.
Oh. Yeah.
So
you know what? You know what? My cousin said. He said, Cool V could connect me. My cousin said Cool V could connect me because Cool V still tight. Yeah.
But there's another sister too, man, that I got a shout out to Queen Eye Wisdom, man. Try to look her up.
Peace, Queen Eye Wisdom. I know Queen Eye Wisdom. Peace, Queen Eye Wisdom.
Okay, yeah. So there you go. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna jump off of here. I just want to say peace to the gods. That's
peace
to the earth. That's a good work that you put forward. And if you don't mind, I got one more question, right? What do you think about the history books of Wack Allah?
I think that people should read them to get the information, but as with anything people read, people must have an open mind and know that those books, I think they were pretty well written. I don't agree with everything that was written, and I definitely don't agree with the idea that it's meant for us all to go back to the mosque. I think all of us have a role. I think Allah left the mosque for a reason, and we have to teach on different levels. I don't have any ill will or negative thoughts about the brother Wack that wrote the book. I know a lot of guys don't agree with it, but I still think that as with any book, whether you agree with it or not, man,
take the best yourself.
Don't judge the book for yourself. Like I said, there's certain things that I don't agree with it in terms of certain ideas. But a lot of the stuff, if you think about it, in those books were from gods anyway, right? They from articles, stuff that came out of the 5% newspaper, stuff that was written or told by guards to Wakil in interviews and such like that. So either way, you know, I wasn't there. I can't really disagree with certain specific things that might have been shared to Wakil, because Wakil was in contact with a lot of guards when he wrote that. Right. So, but I would say that I would still read it and evaluate everything you read. And my suggestion would be the same thing like Allah taught us, to not take anything on face value. I don't want nobody on here to take me on face value. Don't take me on face value. Don't take the righteous way on face value. Research everything with a critical mind, you know, as with anything, you know. I don't want nobody to take me on face value, or any other book for that matter. You know what I'm saying? Read it. I do advocate to read, but I went through for myself, I went through a lot of labor to make sure that I put out a book that was written by someone who is active within the 5% nation, so that people out there who know nothing about the 5% nation can understand a little bit about what our culture is about. You know, I've had some brothers and sisters that don't even agree with me writing the book, but I didn't care about that. I had to write a book anyway because the information is lacking. And if I don't do it, who's gonna do it? You know what I'm saying? I think if anybody that knows how to write and desires to write a book, they should learn how to write a book. They can reach out to me and ask questions on how to publish a book. You know what I'm saying? I'll send you some resources to get your story. And that's really what it's about, God. It's about us.
Yo, God.
Myself.
Right now, I'm about to work on my second book. You know what I'm saying? The first book, I did an urban anthology with two other authors. You know what I'm saying? So I'm starting to work on my second book now. And I'm gonna do self-publication. So I'm gonna definitely hit you up to get that information, man. For self-publication.
Okay.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, the guy got a lot of insight. Ask him about stocks and bonds. He might know something about that too.
I mean, you know, I would, I would defer to that, but you know, God, you know, again, God, this is one of the reasons why, you know, I felt the need to level up, God, and take what I'm doing on another level, because I want to show and prove something, man, that we don't have to stay limited at all, right? We don't have to stay limited at all to anything, right? We don't have to just be niggas. We don't have to just be bitches. We don't just have to be what certain people want us to be. We don't have to, we could, you know, we are only limited by what we believe. See what I'm saying? We are only limited by what we believe. So if you can examine what you believe, and if you find out that that was some bullshit anyway, that somebody taught us to eat the wrong foods for a reason to keep us, you know, to being other than ourselves, then it's important for us to know that, yo, man, really, you could be whatever you want. Can't nobody tell you shit. The only person that can stop you is you. The only people that can put a limitation, and the only limitation is our self-doubt. The moment we doubt ourselves, the moment we say, yo, man, we can't do this, you're right. We can't do it. Because that's what you believe.
Facts.
But if you believe otherwise, if you believe, yo, we can do this shit, you're gonna do it.
Indeed.
Ain't it funny? Ain't it funny that in the streets, and I'm sure a lot of people on this call, on this discussion, would probably agree with me. If you know that somebody violated your mama and you knew where they were at, they were right across the street, and you know that you could walk up to that person and smack shit out of them or punch them in their face, you know you could do it.
Yeah.
You know you could do it.
Yo, God, let me tell you something. Word is bond. My cousin Yusuf Muhammad just said that earlier.
Yeah.
He was like, we talk about the Malcolm X situation, how Malcolm X was violating Elijah Muhammad. He was like, if a person was violating your mother like that, call her all type of bitches, whores, and sluts all the time, not physically putting their hands on, but kept violating her, what would you do? Then I understood what was. No, I said understood the whole thing. Once he said it like that.
So
You
if we
said
could,
that to me earlier.
Right. And if we could put our mind to doing something to serve justice or to do something negative, we, you know, like in the street when we started out, you know, some people started out as you know, crooks or whatever you want to call it, gangsters, whatever. You know that you trying to put some work in, or you trying to do a jukes, or you trying to sell some drugs, get your money up to make sure you pay your bills, whatever it is that you trying to do. You know, you could do that real easy. It's easy to do that. Right. But now we got to start putting that same energy. It takes the same concentration, the same determination to do something on a whole nother level. Of course, there's some preparation that got to be done, but we got to start training ourselves to start doing some of the things that we think are not achievable. They're achievable. Like I said, us coming together is a threat. That's why they want Allah teaching young people that they are gods.
True.
That's a threat. That's why they didn't want Socrates. I'll take you back to Socrates. And they were saying that Socrates was corrupting the youth because they wanted the youth to believe in mystery gods. And Socrates questioned all that shit. And them motherfuckers took Socrates to trial and charged him with corrupting the motherfucking youth.
Damn.
And they didn't want Allah teaching young people on the streets that they are gods.
And yo, and also you gotta think about it. They ain't want Malcolm X teaching righteousness. They ain't want Elijah Muhammad teaching righteousness. They ain't want Farrakhan teaching righteousness. They ain't want Walid Farah Muhammad teaching righteousness. What's the other guy? They got the other guy. Noble Ali.
You know, they didn't want us.
What's the brother that got killed? That died from a brain aneurysm.
Khalid Muhammad.
Khalid Muhammad. Yo, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. I went to see Khalid Muhammad in the 90s, like 92. Mm-hmm. He was at King University in Elizabeth, Union, New Jersey. Yo, bro, that was the dopest speech I ever heard. When he was talking, he was like, "Kill the white devils." Khalid
was
hard. He was hard. Raw. I love that shit, bro. I walked at that motherfucker, looking at that white people like, I did one of these crackers to say something.
Lord, I mean, Lord. You know, again, now the father. Let me just take it back to the father. You know, and when I say the father, man, I didn't walk with the father. Yeah. I didn't talk with the father. I never met the father, but in the flesh. But I met the father in the mind.
Yeah.
In the mind. Right? Because we all, when you study his work, you're gonna see like his mission, his purpose. You know, you're gonna see that. The interview that he did, you know, the father wanted to empower the youth, right? The father is giving up something that even Freemasons was keeping a secret, and they have to keep a secret, and they have to study this from 35 to 50 years. They studied that in secret, and this stuff was revealed. Elijah Muhammad revealed it. Malcolm X revealed it. The father revealed it to the babies at a young age. Right? Yeah. Elijah mainly was revealing it in a certain way in the form of the supreme wisdom to adults. Right? But the father went out and taught it to young people in the streets. That's the only difference, really, if you think about it. And the father gave it to us in a way where he didn't teach us that we Muslims. He taught us that we gods, but that still was in alignment. See, a lot of people talk about how Elijah was just teaching about Muslims, but people forget about theology of time. People forget that Elijah Muhammad said in that book, and that's a book that I recommend for people who never read it to go out and check that out, where Elijah Muhammad is teaching us that we gods, that we are. And the father,
what's talking about? Message to a black man?
Theology of time.
Theology of time. Okay.
Theology of time. Because it's very important, right? We can't just study 120 and think we don't have everything with 120. We only got a certain portion. Our time is up, God. Parcel.
No. Listen, God. It was work. I worked yesterday. I had my alarm set. It's all good,
right.
Lord.
Okay. I mean, God, this thing is deep. This thing is deep, and we definitely don't have enough time to talk about it. That's one of the reasons why the books are out there for people to get, you know, and let's keep these discussions going because, look, and I'm going to try to give you the short version. I'm trying to give y'all the short version for the people that are on this call right now. The father learned this early. He studied those degrees. He's seen plainly that the degrees is teaching that he's the God, and he was able to see that within himself. He didn't look outside of himself for God. He looked inside of himself. That's the difference between the 5% and other people and respect to other people. You know, there's no disrespect intended to people from other walks of life and that have other faith and other beliefs out here in the world.
Sure.
But what makes the 5% different is that we look inside ourselves and we see God inside ourselves when we look in the motherfucking mirror. That's the difference. That's the difference. That's the difference right there. That's the difference. We look inside ourselves. We don't look we don't look in the sky. We don't look in the clouds. And we're not waiting for Jesus to fly down from the clouds. We're not waiting on
Let me tell you something. When I was growing up, right, I used to have my night visions, as they call dreams, my visions. And all my visions, even before I was always in the nation, I always had knowledge self, was always righteous. But before I really started building, adding on, I used to have dreams that I was like a prophet. Not knowing that me being a prophet, me being God. I was so young. You know what I'm saying? I'm like 8, 9 years old. And I you know what I'm saying, you had like the mystery dreams, like, oh, I'm God, I'm a prophet, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're the leader, you know what I'm saying, amongst them all. And I never knew what that meant until I was knowledge wisdom.
Right. But yeah, this is you tapping into you tapping into levels of yourself. You tapping into power. You tapping into that infinite side of yourself. Right? There's no limitation except the limitations we believe. As they say, the sky's the limit. Yeah, the sky's the limit, God. And even then, the sky is not the limit. The sky is really an illusion because this is why we say we God of the universe. We are in the universe.
Oldest cream on the planet Earth, follow civilization, God of the universe.
Right. See, we are only niggas and bitches because we ain't tapped into that. Like that. We tapped into being niggas and bitches, and that's why we manifest that on that low vibration level. Because that's the music we listen to, that's the shit that we into, and we into the shenanigans and the fuckery, and we operate on low vibration. We don't think highly of ourselves due to trauma, and that's why we don't think too much of ourselves, and we think, what's the point? All of our leaders are getting murdered. So fucking what? But see, that's what you call planting fear in them. See, when they shoot our brothers on, and it's published and it's on media for us to watch brothers get murdered by law enforcement, or we watch our leaders, our charismatic leaders get assassinated, then we become afraid of leadership. We scared to death of putting ourselves out there to be leaders. We scared to fucking death. So it take heart. We can't.
Courage.
The moment like Mobb Deep said, some of us is shook ones when it comes to being leaders. We brave when it comes to inflicting pain on one another, but when it comes for leadership and positivity and righteousness, we scared to fucking death. We got all the excuses in the world.
Right.
So we got our brothers and sisters going around here talking about I'm a fucking savage. We got our women amongst each other. We proud to be savages. I talk about that in the book too. How easy it is for us to embrace being savages and being niggas, everything that is low.
Yeah.
And we wonder why nobody respect our rights or respect us as a people is because we don't even respect ourselves. And so this is why knowledge of self is so important to have that. Knowledge of self is to me, The only cure that we have to heal our motherfucking trauma. Knowledge of self puts us on that path to dealing with our trauma straight up, because knowledge of self is something that makes us study ourselves. Don't nothing else made me. When I was growing up, you know what I'm saying? I grew up and I'm reading the Bible, man. The Bible didn't make me study myself. The Bible teaches judgment. It tells you what's good and bad, what God likes and what God hates, what God wants you to do the whole time. But you had to know how to read the Bible. See, we weren't taught how to read it. The pastor told us what to read, but he ain't tell us about Psalms 82 verse 6. Ye are all gods. John 10:34. We are gods.
Facts.
Made in the image and likeness. So when you look at that and you know how to decipher language. Another thing is our education. We got in the poorest of education. We weren't taught how to read. We weren't taught how to read. Most black people in America read at an 8th grade reading level. Most Americans, let me correct myself. Most Americans, the average American, most Americans read at an 8th grade reading level. What do you think that means for Black America?
6th grade, 5th grade.
You give somebody, God, you give somebody some shit to read and then tell them, what does that mean that you just read? And
they can read but not comprehend.
That's where I'm getting at with this, God, is that, and there's nothing wrong in being ashamed of it, but we have to start sharpening each other and getting each other. That's one of the things that knowledge of self did for us as 5%ers. It made us go back to school. It made us get sharp with it, and it made us become critical thinkers. It made us ask critical questions of the things that we read that are being fed to us. And we became examiners of the truth. We became seekers of the truth. We ain't take shit on face value no more. You couldn't just tell us any motherfucking thing. No, we're gonna talk about this shit. We're gonna dissect and talk about that, whether you like it or not. That's the difference between a 5%er and regular motherfuckers that ain't trying to dissect shit like that. We not just walking around, you gonna program us to believe something and that's it. Nah, we gotta evaluate, we gotta question things today. We gotta examine and be critical thinkers. Right? We gotta be critical thinkers. We can't be taking shit on face value. Taking shit on face value did what for us in America?
The left was on the bottom.
Yeah, God, that shit was responsible for the trauma that we inflict on each other today. It's because we took so much shit on face value. So we got to get back to being mathematical. Not radical, but mathematical.
Facts.
Rational. That's where being all wise and righteous come. That's how you manifest that. You got to think mathematically. Because when you think mathematically, then your mind is geared to looking for what's right. Right? If somebody give you a math problem and they tell you to solve that problem, you got to know the formula. You got to know the steps to go through to get to the right answer.
Facts.
If somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the science of algebra, finding the unknown. What we don't know has something to do with what we do know if we know the proper formula. But we got to be willing to do that work, right? If we're not willing to do that work, then I guess maybe, brother Wack 100 can keep on giving out some fucking guns. Some of these motherfuckers could take them guns and just do us all a favor. Know what I mean?
Kill himself.
Because they in the fucking way.
Indeed.
I mean, they're going to do it anyway. So you might as well go with it. You're going to do it anyway. That's what we do to each other.
What Joe Clark say? What Joe Clark say? You smoke crack, don't you? Don't you smoke crack?
Yeah.
You smoke crack? Jump your ass at the building.
See,
don't kill yourself,
we killing ourselves, but we just doing it slowly.
Mm-hmm.
We kill ourselves every day. We just do it slow. And now, thanks to the internet, we are doing it live. We killing and fighting. Live
and direct.
Live and direct. We making feeds about it. We making stories about it. We sharing it. And so this become the belief, right? We believe what we see. But everything we see is not meant for us to take on face value. Talk about that in the book too. And that's why that book is out there for people to really get into it. When we run out of time, you'll have that book on your shelf, and it's something that people can read and pass on to somebody else to wake them up, wake up them. You know what I'm saying? Each one teach one.
Yeah,
pass it on. And I'm not saying I got the only book out there. There's 5%. There's mad books out there. My brother Sunez, he got book. You know what I'm saying? Like we all got jewels, different jewels in our books. We all got different jewels. Like I'm sure a lot of people know about Supreme Understandings books. You know, books that are put out by Supreme Design Publishing, books that are put out. We got some other books. I don't have a whole list in front of me. In fact, if they go to, they got to
Supreme Understanding now. Supreme Understanding gave me a book.
Go to, look, I recommend people to go to 5percentmedia.com, man. Go to 5% Media. There's an article, Queen Eye Wisdom put an article out there of all of the books that have been written to date by 5%ers. She did great work on that. And if people want to know about books that are written by 5%ers, man, check out 5percentmedia.com to get that information that's out there. Don't just rely on fucking Wikipedia and Google. Them shits are okay, but they will mislead you. Get it from the source. Get it from the source.
And for your brothers to try to get knowledge of self, if you if you don't got an enlightener, you go to Amazon. One of the brothers that put a book out. Hold on, I'll tell you right now. So I can know.
Yeah, man, y'all done kept me on, man. But yo, this
hold on, I'll tell you right. It's the part self. It's the 5 degree. The 120 degrees lessons, the knowledge of self for the black man. It's written by John Ali III.
John Ali III. I never heard of that person.
I seen that on but I didn't get that. I don't know about that one. But
I don't know what that one is. Just Born. First off, Just Born. That's the one. Just Borns. Just Borns.
So what's in that book right there? What's in that book? 120 lessons?
The whole 120 lessons. It got Supreme Alphabets, Supreme Mathematics, Supreme Alphabets, student enrollment. It got everything.
Yeah, it's just the lessons. I don't think like my personal opinion on that, when the people just put the lessons there, that's not gonna help somebody.
Because they still gotta get understanding. You still gotta understand it.
So like for instance, you see how the brother got his book, Starmel, right? Yeah. And then there's a brother, Ali Jaheed, he got this book called The Immortal Birth in the Name of Allah. That one is good because it goes through the history, you know, and then it gets to like certain philosophical points. But when it's just the lessons,
Queen I said now cipher. Queen, what I'm saying is a lot of these people, they're not round brothers to get knowledge of self. So I tell them grab these books. You take the best part for self, and whatever's not the best part for you, you let it go.
Yeah, but you know, my whole thing is I have to agree with Queen Anne because God, look, at the end of the day, like we should know that we don't sell no lessons. I don't have lessons in the righteous way at all. No. There are no lessons in the righteous way. You know, that's something that really people, if people trying to get lessons, you know, they can get lessons for free.
Facts.
I ain't never had to pay for no lessons.
Me neither.
You know, and so if people got to go buy a book to get lessons, that's going to be problematic if they come across some gods, especially in New York, and them gods ask them where you get this knowledge from, and they say, well, I got this from, what's the brother's name? Just Allah.
Just Allah.
Just Allah?
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know how that's not gonna go well.
Yeah, because we get to see that manifestation and what the brother said, the information age. So when you come across some brothers and you start talking to them, and then they start saying certain things, and you be like, what? And be like, oh, one dude, he's like, what's an enlightener? I'm like, what?
Oh, damn.
Well, where'd you get this from? And then they be like, oh, I got this out of. I'm like, nah, brother, that's not. So it's important. I think that I don't know what it is, but a lot of gods and earths don't like to be on the media. And if today's math, culture, culture freedom, we gotta constantly tell this message because the brother brought it out. There's trauma, there's everything. That's why we repeat these lessons. That's why we do these positive affirmations every day, because there's a trauma and there's something you as a man think of, so you are. So these things have to constantly be said because you're constantly being faced by a Pacific enemy. So, I think that, we gotta come out more. Or at least what our understanding on how we see it.
Well, like I said, when I got my lessons, my old guy gave me my lessons. I had to write them down. I can't even keep the lessons he gave me. I had to copy it down word for word in my own writing and for my own understanding of all my lessons. Reason I said that because, like I said, a lot of brothers just going to the internet and they getting this stuff to the internet. Internet don't got the lessons right and exact. But it was a God that still was writing it, they putting the lessons in a book to make it easy for people to get hands of, get a hold of. The people that's far off, you got people in Canada, man. You got people in other countries. They don't got people to give them knowledge of self, and they might want knowledge of self from going through the internet, seeing the God's bill, and them books are easier for them to come in contact with being one with each other, one with themselves.
Let me ask you, God, does the book explain? Have you read the book? I haven't read the book.
I scanned through it. It got the student. It got the
Does the book?
It don't explain. No, it don't explain how to break down the mathematics or the alphabet. It just gives you like knowledge.
Does the book explain? Does the book explain, for example, that we don't eat swine?
Yeah.
Does the book explain why? Right? Does the book explain the purpose of fasting? Does it explain the history as it was taught to the first non-born? If that book doesn't do that, then all of these people that read that book will have missed so much that the moment that they go online and try to build with other gods that got this the proper way or the original way, because see, God, we live in a time that we have to look, the internet ain't going nowhere. It's only going to get bigger. It's expanding. Yeah. And now they talking about a motherfucking metaverse. Whatever fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
I don't know what metaverse is, God.
God, things are changing, and one of the things Allah taught is that we must be swift and changeable, because when we don't change, we die. Meaning we may not physically die from not changing, meaning that we die out, meaning that our wisdom is dead and no longer relevant.
Sure.
See what I'm saying? So now we got to be ever more present on the internet, just because this is where everybody is spending their time. And I did that study. I did that study on here, God. I put that information out there where I break down in here how much time, right, people spend on the internet.
Yeah.
And what that does to our family life, what that does when people spend so much time posting, uploading and sharing and liking, DMing, linking, you know what I'm saying? We spend every day we do this, to the point where now people are relying on the internet to pay their bills. So we got to be swift to that change, and we got to be ever more. It's even more necessary now that 5%ers be on the internet and make sure that we organize ourselves and facilitate platforms where people can come and ask questions and get it from people, because this is what's happening, man. Like, you got people from China, like you said, God, all over the world that need to be tuning in. But if they just running with a book and just running with that, they're gonna run into a lot of problems.
Yo, each one teach one. No doubt. I appreciate you building with us, God. We salute you, son. That was Rob Bourne. He was saying, thanks for having me on the building. I was like,
indeed, peace to Rob Bourne. Indeed.
Yo, the guy was sharp too, yo. He had some.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like again, God,
the guy, this the queen that do the for herself. They do the 5% media. Queen I.
Yes.
Oh, all right, peace, Queen. Yo, I just see the Queen I. I didn't even. Yo, I'm about to add you on YouTube too, Queen. That was like, is this the Queen guy I was talking about?
And I'm glad Queen I put that out there. I'm glad. I like how you got that flashing on the screen like that. To have her post. One of the things I think I saw my brother Sunez, peace to Sunez Allah, has taught at a law school for many years. Many years. And I would suggest to people, man, reach out to Sunez Allah, man. Like, reach out to the God, because for people who got questions about enlighteners and about the lessons and things of that nature, link up with Sunez at Sunez Allah, because these are the types of people, God. Like, we are online. 5%ers are everywhere online. There's so many that I don't even have enough time to name everybody. I don't have enough time, but reach out to people, man. Ask these people, if you're going to buy a book, read the book. Don't take it on face value. Ask questions.
Don't take it on face value. Facts.
This is how you get to the truth. But if you read a motherfucking book and run with that and you think that you got something, man, you'll run into a lot of problems.
God, even when I first got even when I first really got into the nation heavy.
Yeah.
I studied the Quran, the Torah, the Bible. When I got to the 120 lessons, I didn't even take them on face value, because I know you had to implement yourself in them lessons. You gotta live your own way through them lessons. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make the lessons a part of you.
Indeed. Yep. That was the only way. That was the only way that I was able to get out of being a motherfucking knucklehead.
Fact.
I had to. I wouldn't have made it to law school, God.
God, let me tell you something. The most beautiful thing in the world for me was when I was around a bunch of my brothers. You know what I'm saying? That knowledge of self. That shit right there, yo. That puts you happy. That makes you happy. Have you smiling? Have you laughing? Have you feeling intelligent? Have you feeling the love? That strong vibration, that great energy. You know what I'm saying? That air-like attracted. You know what I'm saying? That air-like attracted, that unlike repelling. You can feel the difference between being with your righteous brother and being around 85 that you grew up with. It was a total difference.
Indeed. Yeah.
Man, what's good with it?
What's good? Oh, Pawn Self. I just got my brother that just hit me up on the line. I'm live right now on YouTube, D.
Oh, wow.
Yes, sir. I sent you the link. I sent you the link in a text.
I'm gonna try to find it. Do what you gotta do. I'm gonna go try to find it.
All right, then we're gonna build later.
All right, thanks.
All right, peace.
All right, peace.
Pardon self for that. I apologize to y'all. Yeah. People tapping in. So I love that. I held back for a long time. And as time free up this summer, I'm definitely gonna be doing a whole lot more of this. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in school.
God, if you want to, we can do this once a week, Lord, to build for the youth.
I might not have time to do it that frequently, but we're gonna check in. We're gonna set up something.
No, definitely.
We're gonna set up something.
People loving this, God. They love it. You know what I'm saying? I touch on everything. I interview celebrities. I interview old street gangsters. You know what I'm saying? I have guys up here. I have Muslims up here. You know what I'm saying? Had a couple of herbs up here. They build. We do shows together.
Yeah.
So I pretty much try to keep it
balanced.
I do equality, man. I want to give everybody a little bit of everything, because my old guy always told me, some people you can't feed them, you can't give them their medicine straight up. You gotta hide it in the food. What he means say you gotta hide the medicine, you gotta hide all that positivity, you gotta mix in all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just so they can get it, understand it. And then one of the guys, I forgot one of the older guys, he was mad at me about my channel. And one day he hit me in my DM. I was like, yo, God, I finally see what you're doing, Lord. I'm like, what you talking about? I started laughing. He was like, you putting the medicine in their food. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, indeed. Because if I just keep all the positive stuff, it's not going to attract people. So you start talking about the negative shit, and then you mix the positive, slide the positive shit in there, and then get it.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to sometimes you got to mash up the vegetables, man, and put that into the
the rice,
put that
the
into
potato.
the mashed potatoes, the rice. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, hey, listen, if it works, it works. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the way Allah gave it to us. That's the whole point. If you in the middle of a dice game and you trying to get that head cracked, and you teaching, that's how you doing that. But you're not coming like, all respect due to my Jehovah's Witness family, the Jehovah's Witness community. You know what I'm saying? I know they do the work, but sometimes people not going to be receptive to that method.
You banging on their door early in the morning.
And you're not gonna reach people like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so definitely not people in the streets. Right. So, and I just use them as an example, not to disparage, you know what I'm saying, anybody. You know what I'm saying? So respect to the Jehovah's Witness community, no disrespect there. Just using as an example is that was one of the things that was very keen and very sharp and nuanced about the father, is that he was able and he was successful. He was a hit. He was able to bring this knowledge of self in the form that was receptive to teenagers. Try to teach a teenager today some shit and see what you get. See what happens.
they want some pills. They want the pills at, nigga.
No. Yeah, they're not trying to hear that shit, right? They're not trying to hear that. But if you know how to talk to, if you know how to connect, see, the father knew how to connect with the young people.
Yeah.
He was involved. He cared. You know what I'm saying? He really cared. He got involved. Like he got so involved to the point where he even stopped some young brothers from doing crime. It might have been in the act of doing the crime. If people go and do the history, our brother Allah B, big brother Allah B, man, that's part of his history, where the father, he was running from the police.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah,
he running from the police, and the father stopped him, and that's how he met the father.
How's Allah by himself?
Allah returned to the essence.
When?
Yeah, he returned to the essence last year, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, somebody could correct me, because I've been out the loop. I've been in school and I've really been so focused on that. I've been out the loop with a lot of stuff, and I'm coming back into the fold of things, and I'm learning so much. We lost a lot of good brothers and sisters, man. They turned to the essence. And
COVID.
Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of people didn't, don't know, And so one of the things that, if there's a lot of 5%ers that haven't been in tune, I'm going to put out a call to, find your way back. If you've been out the loop of the nation, man, find your way back to a law school. Connect with your brothers and sisters, man, and let's build. Let's get strong again. Let's get stronger.
Hey, like I said, God, what we gotta do. We gotta embrace them in the bosom of Allah, though. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how a lot of guys became Bloods and Crips and became gang members, because we scared them away for how hard we was on the guys, Lord. You know what I'm saying? They messed up a degree. We give them a universal. You know what I mean?
You know what I also saw? I also saw that some brothers wanted to. Some brothers were warriors. Let me start that, and let me just say something for anybody that's on this call that's in a gang. Look, I'm not even here for you not being a fucking gang. I'm gonna keep it straight up. We need soldiers. But you know what I'm saying? We need soldiers. Like, what we don't need is warriors killing each other over stupid shit. That's what we don't need. If you blood, then you blood. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to you. I'm not gonna tell you don't be a blood, because as I was taught, blood stands for brotherly love overriding oppression and destruction. Now, some people might not agree with that history, but the last time I checked, gangs were created to protect the people in the neighborhood, not to kill the people in the neighborhood. So if you're going to be in a gang, do that. Protect the neighborhood. Don't kill people. Don't kill innocent bystanders in the hood. Protect them.
She said, Queen Allah said, Allah returned to 2020. I was in the feds. That's why I didn't know. Okay.
Pawn so okay, you ain't damn Pawn so.
I was in the feds.
That's crazy. God, we done lost so many people, man. That it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. In the last 2 years, man, we done lost so many people.
Facts. We did,
so
God.
And she shared. Queen Eye Wisdom shared the article as well.
Yeah, so you have to go to the article. I pinned it up. I pinned the article. Yeah.
Right. So, look, I got a lot of homies, man, that's blood and crib. I don't tell them not to be in the gang. We need our warriors.
But I don't tell them not to be in the gang.
You need to be organized, though.
But I do tell them they can't be Allah. They can't be Allah being in the gang.
Well, listen, I mean, look, I wouldn't even tell them that they can't be whatever. I just finished saying that they can be whatever they want to be. So if they want to, if you know what I'm saying, I don't want to contradict myself. However, look, we need warriors. Like we need warriors in the 5%. We need warriors in the street. We need warriors in our community, period. And our warriors must learn to respect and work with one another. That's the bottom fucking line. I mean, that's the way I see it. I'm not trying to convert people. I'm not trying to make everybody 5%er, because everybody ain't built for this shit.
That's true.
Everybody ain't built for this shit. You gotta sincerely love Allah's mathematics to be a part of this shit. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody don't want to be a 5%er, that's cool with me, because I ain't trying to make you one.
Yeah.
That's not why I'm here. That's not my goal.
I teach those who want to learn.
We got to teach the babies, man. The young people. That's how you make change, to teach the young people and train our young people to come up, you know what I'm saying, to be better than the last generation. Yeah, every generation must be an improvement on the last generation. That's why we see so many young people today becoming entrepreneurs. Young people are about their bag. They about that bread. They know what's important. They know that they need that bread to secure shit for themselves, and they ain't trying to get caught up in a lot of fuck shit. So that's why we see a lot of people about their money now. Even a lot of us that was knucklehead, that we didn't figure it out until we got older, or until we got out of jail, that we got to be about this fucking bag. We got to get our money together. We got to get our shit straight. We got to get organized, man. I told you that's the number one thing that people are scared of, is when that sleeping giant wake the fuck up. That's a fact. People are scared, and we can't afford to be scared, because when we get scared, I mean, could you just imagine what good is that to us if we scared? How are we helping ourselves if we are in fear? And we know that fear ain't nothing but a false expectation appearing real. A fear is an internal illusion that we create. Right? Fear can either be self-created or it could be implanted. It could be suggested. Somebody can make us scared. And, for those people, okay, my brother D is on here. My brother D, Dane Simpson, is on here. Peace to him.
Peace to God.
Peace to him. So, he's not active 5%, but my brother is righteous. He's conscious. My brother is he's on his square, man. My brother's on his square. And he's gonna have a channel.
God, once you 5%, you never stop being 5%, Lord.
Yeah.
Once you 5%, you never stop being 5%. So ain't no such thing as active 5%. And you God by nature. You got knowledge of yourself, you knowledge at 120. You live the lessons. You God.
You are. I mean, but some people would love to jump into that and get into the weeds with you on that. I'm not gonna do that now. But because I know what you're saying, I understand exactly what you meant by that statement. So we don't need to get into the weeds right now about that. We don't need to get into the weeds because, like, I think again, the takeaway is the overall message is, man, look, we need not only to get organized, but we need our warriors, man. You know what I'm saying? We need our warriors, man, protecting the hood. You know, we need our warriors protecting the hood, man. Like, that's fucked up what happened to Nip.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's fucked up. I don't know the science. I don't know what led to all that. But I'm gonna say that that's fucked up for that to have happened to that brother. You know, that brother is bringing up the community, creating jobs. See what I'm saying? Let's look at the work and let's get past the fact that, oh, he Crip. So what? So
he's also Muslim.
Right, we got our brother Snoop is Crip. We got Mac 10.
We got Daz Dillinger Crip, and you know he got knowledge of self.
See what I'm saying? Some people don't know that. Some people, you know, and so if, like I said, man, like we at a point now, man, where we got to really start learning to work with each other, whatever our diversity is. Because as long as we fighting and killing one another, somebody's profiting off that. Somebody's getting rich, and we staying broke as fuck.
Facts.
Right? They say, and 5% is a poor righteous teacher.
On the planet Earth, yeah.
That could be anybody. That could be the bum on the corner down the street that we walk by. He could be a poor righteous fucking teacher. You see what I'm saying? A poor righteous teacher can be our 5th grade math teacher because we know the education department do not pay teachers. This is why teachers, they get paid shitty wages to teach. Yeah. And we wonder why America, the majority of Americans have an 8th grade reading level or less.
Yeah.
Only a few people have a college education. The numbers, the higher up you go in education, the fewer people there are there. So the masses are into entertainment and everyday life, ain't really understanding what they really reading like that.
Indeed.
And so as the 5%, our job is hard, man. It's a hard job. And the more we work together, the more easier we make our job. That's one of the first things that Allah told Universal Sham God.
Yeah.
When he came out of Mattawan and he saw the condition of the people in Harlem in the streets shooting dope, he told Universal Sham God, y'all got a hard job. I ain't making this shit up. Don't believe me. Do the research.
No, I know. I did research, man.
And if people want to know some real history about the 5%, they should check out a book called Allah and His 5%. A true story. And maybe Queen could flash that as well. The true story is written by those who were there of Allah and His 5%. That was written by those who were actually there, and they all these guys talk about how they met the Father, how they got knowledge of self, and they were there, and they were from the era of the 60s. This is everything from 1964, 1965, 1966, 1967, 1968, and 1969. People should read their stories if they really want to get the true story as real as you can get it, because that was some serious labor, and I'm glad that our elder big brothers, 5%ers, got that knowledge out there. They got that book published. You know, it was long overdue anyway. Should have been out. Yeah. You know, it was supposed to be out before the righteous way, but everything happened in due time, and this is why I don't judge. Everything that's happening around us is supposed to happen. What's good, D? My man D.
Salute. Thanks, brother.
You know, what's good, man? He got some positive stuff going on out there in Rosedale. You know, he's a community activist as well. He's working in the community. He's working under one of the community leaders out there in Rosedale, providing services and providing resources about jobs and programs and such for the young people out there in the hood. Yeah. And again, man, you know, these are G's, man. We G's. There we go right there. Thank you, Queen. The true history of Allah and his 5%, the greatest story never told by the gods and earths who were there. Thank you, Queen. Again.
Yeah, I'm about to hold up. Let me get my tablet real quick.
These are musts. These are musts, you know. And so that's what it's about.
I never read that book, Lord.
No, that's a must.
I read a lot of books. I read a lot of books for the nation.
Yeah. That right there, I would tell everybody on this call, man, if you really want to know the history of Allah and his 5%, man, grab that book, because that was written by people who actually got it from the beginning. From the beginning. I didn't get it from the beginning. I got it from those who got it, from those who got it. I was the man next to the man, next to the man, next to the man, like Kane said. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I got it in 9-5 in Born Power. You know, but if people really want to know the true history, man, get that book. Get that book, because that's as close as you're gonna get. That's as close as you're gonna get. That's a fact. You know, all the books, all these books written by.
That's why I keep my tablet, God, because I'm blind. So I keep the iPad tablet so I can see it. Keep the words there.
God. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, like the people really want to know, because again, man, one of the things that we striving to do right now, man, is to get people from following, going on, you know, Googling shit, going to Wikipedia, which that, you know, let me just say something, man. You know, people must learn that when you are studying anything, man, always go to the root. Always go to the source. Mm-hmm. Get a first-hand account rather than getting it from. If people don't know what Wikipedia is, it is a platform in which anybody and they mama can go on there and post some shit and change shit and have you thinking one thing is something else. And this is why Wikipedia, websites like that, are not respected as authorities.
Yo, God, let me ask you a question, God. What you think about the updated version of the wisdom degree in the student enrollment?
The updated version of the wisdom degree there's an updated version?
No, well, the wisdom degree, they said when they took the skunk of the planet Earth out.
Uh-huh. Well,
I still got the original lessons, so I don't, you know what I mean?
From what I understand, the skunk part was taken out in the mosque. That skunk part is something that, you know what else was changed? 4 devil's heads. What will be your reward in regards to the destruction of the devil? Oh, pass up, wrong degree. Why does Muhammad or any Muslim murder the devil? Right? Mm-hmm. What is the duty of each Muslim in regards to the 4 devils? And this lesson used to talk about 4 devil's heads, and that was taken out because Elijah Muhammad got arrested. He was charged. He was questioned. He was ultimately let go, but he was questioned. Why? Because some fool-ass, non-reading, illiterate motherfuckers decided that they was going to go out and make sacrifices and kill people over these fucking lessons. And this is why people got to check out Immortal Birth. The newspaper clippings were put in Immortal Birth. You know?
Follow the movement. Peace, God. I see you, bro.
Peace. You know?
Yeah, they got a nice movement going on too, God.
Huh?
050 the movement. They got a nice movement going on too. It's a mixture. It's got gods, it's bloods, it's crips. They all formed like a coalition to help.
And this is what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see, God. I love when our brothers and sisters, man, whatever you are, you know what I'm saying? Red flag, blue flag. It don't matter, man. We coming together. You know, I love when I see the brothers come together. So when brothers are coming together, that's what it is, man. That's our power. You know, That's our power right there. When we able to come together, man. You know, that's what people fear the most.
All right, God, God.
So
we're gonna wrap this up, Lord. God,
we've been on here for a minute. We're gonna do some more peace and love to everybody on the call.
Hold up, yo, God, I want you to one more thing from my brother, my little bro, man. I want you to one more songs, Lord.
Indeed.
Hold on 1 second, God. Brother, do no cursing or nothing. This is another song he wrote for my show.
No gang like ooh. What's all this commotion? Grown men gossip like females, ooh. Making moves, ain't gon' lose. Mama ain't raised no fool. I'm my own thing, I'm my own thing. I'm my own man, nah, ain't you. Cut just hit me on the line, say he ain't been the city, said nigga come through. He from Philadelphia, known as Philadelphia. They the fan of the new. I ain't got too much emotion to feel it for those trying to mess up my mood. From a place with a beef on fire, can't really side, ain't even new. Remember nights when we used to do crime, we dropped down so no one we knew. If we got caught, we did not rap, we rather lay flat before we ever told. Cause loyalty still mean a lot to me, even though places on earth is a zoo. Think politics and presidents is gonna save them. Man, I thank God I ain't nothing like you. We just multiply, we don't die. We done seen war and survive. And we done got bold with the vibe. But gang on me all tough, yeah, right. We ain't trying to run me outside. If you ain't king, don't play us, don't mind. Cause we do not recognize those who are faking. We militant, we don't play online. I'm a no gang like ooh. What's all this commotion? Grown men got like females, ooh. Making moves, ain't gon' lose. Mama ain't raised no fool. I'm a home gang, do my own thing. I'm a home man, now I ain't you. Not killing with bars, I get them with truth. But they call me cripple to school. I do not beef on computer, I am no fool. No, I'm nothing like you. Every day I am on guard, but I cannot call. Who run, who fake in my crew, I just know the back doors and heavy. So I keep my eyes on everything that I see move. Some call it rude, but I call it militant vibe. We do not smile, refuse to go back and forth on computers. And we are too smart to act like we don't notice. Some notice the flow is like knives. Data get medical sign, along with us rhymes. So correct, they come back and sing when album's completed. And I'm gonna make it your time. Yeah, don't mind me, I'm floating on cloud 9. We protect the heavenly mama, don't worry about me. God got me on fire, please. Don't mind me, I'm floating on cloud 9. We protect the heavenly mama, don't worry about me. God got me on fire, please. Yeah, I'm a no gang like ooh. What's all this commotion? Grown man got like.
Peace to the 5% nation. Alhamdulillah, Rahman to Allah, to the Muslim brothers and sisters out there. And for the gang, we in the blood or a crip, we doing our own thing. Btbtv that started his own gang like nigga, what? You know what I'm saying? Yo, God, I appreciate you coming through, Lord. Starmel.
Indeed.
I appreciate you coming through, God. We definitely got to do this again. Make sure you stay in touch with me, Lord. I'm gonna need I'm gonna get all them copies of your book again because I read the first two. You know what I'm saying before. I'm gonna get the third one, man, when they come back out. So just let me know.
Yeah, it's out. It's out now, God. I just gotta it's on back order right now. So the copies are coming. If you order a copy, it will be shipped to you ASAP.
I bet.
Yeah, it will be shipped. It's already out.
I make sure everybody know it. I promote it, man. You know what I'm saying? So indeed. I got you, Lord.
Indeed. So, somebody sent me a message, right? Wanted us to circle back to Wack 100 and his comments just to kind of wrap that up. Do we have any time?
We got time, yeah.
You know, because I know, people busy, you know what I mean? I know you got things to do, but again, I mean, I don't know if, anybody had any questions about that, man, but, maybe you could refresh those people who just came on, wanted to know about that topic, if you want to circle back to that real quick.
All right, hold on. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to let me find this for you guys. Hold on, let me find a video for him real quick.
Okay. And so as I understand it, Elcectronica was trying to, I guess he reached out to Wack 100 and tried to, build with him about his comments.
Oh, Ben X reached out to him.
Say that again?
Ben X reached out to him. No, Elcectronica, Ben X was talking to him, and Elcectronica reached out to him about it. I'm gonna let you hear what he said. Check this out what he said.
Elimina gérmenes en superficies duras o suaves. Nuevo rociador desinfectante de Clorox. Compre ahora.
Break free. I want to break free. Ready to break free on your best vacation
Hold
ever?
up. I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing it back for you. Hold up.
Book your cruise today and discover the world with Norwegian.
Okay, so this is for the people who just came on to check this out. Okay, here we go.
You heard that, right? So where was the disrespect at? There's supposed to be some audio of Wack 100 going off on the Nation of Islam. I need to find that audio. Where is that audio? Hold on. It's somewhere. It's somewhere because I gotta get this full audio because where the full audio at? It's gotta be some full audio, y'all. It's gotta be some full audio. Hold on, man. Maybe it's this one. I don't know. I'm looking. I'll go to MR.EASTWICK since I know MR.EASTWICK is not gonna flag me for looking. Salute to MR.TV, though. I know he's not gonna flag me for looking unlike these other weirdos. Hold on, y'all. It's definitely here. Is there some audio with Wack going on? I am trying to find it. It's gotta be right here. Around here somewhere, y'all. I need that audio. We need it. It's definitely here. Hold on, y'all. It's on Instagram. Where? Somebody point me in the direction, please. Where is it on Instagram? Hold on. Somebody give you some directions. We need to hear this. Hold
on. Bro, if we show up, we gonna tear the mosque up, huh? On Power Road. Cause I'm gonna show up with 50 crips, 50 blood, and we gonna tear it up.
MR.TV.
Get down. And you shut your weak knee.
I told my son, I said, look, bro, if we show up, we gonna tear the mosque up, huh? On Power Road. Cause I'm gonna show up with 50 crips, 50 blood, and we gonna tear it up.
You heard that, right? There's the audio there. He said he gonna show up with 50 Crips and Bloods on Paru and tear the mosque up, y'all. Now, who got the full audio of this rant? Anna Muhammad's and Farrakhan's forming into Voltron, nigga, and form into where?
You ready to sit down, nigga? Fuck all that. I eat pork, nigga. Ain't no better time to sit down.
No, you're Wack.
Hey,
33 seconds. We're gonna play that. I see it, champ. I see it. Let's get right to it. Y'all. I see it right here. Let's get it. Okay.
Against him. First of all, Wack said me and you, nigga. I ain't say the high rules and you. I ain't said the West Coast and you. I said me and you. Then you reach and say, Farrakhan, can you ready to sit down? Nigga, fuck all that. I eat pork, nigga. Ain't no Farrakhan sit down.
No, you're Wack. You're Wack. But here, you're Wack.
They called me. I didn't have three, bro. Farrakhan's son called me. He been having all the Muslims calling me for like 4 days. On my mama.
Yo, Wack.
Against him. First of all, Wack said me and you, nigga. I ain't say the high rules and you. I ain't said the West Coast and you. I said me and you. Then you reach and say, Farrakhan, can you ready to sit down? Nigga, fuck all that. I eat pork, nigga. Ain't no Farrakhan sit down.
No, you're Wack. But
Yo, God, what you think about that, Lord?
Yeah, I mean, you could look in, the comments that, man, listen, what do I think about that?
Yeah.
Maybe he's a CIA project. Could be a whole lot of things. I don't know. He mad about something. I don't know, but I'm sure, something nice pork sandwich won't be able to fix. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You know, people say a lot of things. People say a lot of things. It sounds like he upset that somebody mentioned Farrakhan's name. Ben X mentioned Farrakhan's name.
Yeah. No one. Yeah.
He's reacting to Ben X mentioning Farrakhan's name, and you know how people get emotionally all riled up in the heat and passion of what they saying, and they saying whatever. I mean, again,
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna go right to it. I'm gonna go right to it right now, guy. From the beginning.
That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds because he's actually trying to explain himself, and then he got to a point where he just got frustrated and just like, man, fuck everything, you know, whatever.
Actually, for people to open their ears. King Earner in the morning will be every morning at 9 o'clock. If it's not 9 o'clock a.m., it's going to be a little early.
I don't want to listen to that King Earner shit. This one right here, hold up.
Hey, yo, Wack, but here, yo, Wack.
We're beginning.
I know a place.
Is that the link that I emailed you?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Okay.
The Paru, the Sailor Man, has definitely struggled some feathers because he went crazy on somebody by the name of Ben X, who was part of the Nation of Islam, man. And Elcectronica responded, y'all. Here's his response on Twitter. He said, "Scared to death, Negro Wack 100. You sit down and you shut up and tell your master, come on out. Free smoke for everybody who want it. It's getting crazy, but let's see why I got crazy. Make sure you smash the like button. Let's get into this clubhouse audio, man. Subscribe to the channel. Salute for the sniper game. We lit. Let's get it."
Do we follow our way now? I thought I did. If not, I did. I mean, I don't know. You thought you know what you're doing, my bro. Yeah, well, it's done now. Oh, okay. What's up, bro? What's going on? Same old different day. What up to? Man, just working in the building, trying to get like you on the business side. That's all. Is that right? What you got going on? Well, I teach digital real estate, so I show people how to make money online, scale their businesses digitally. We have our co-founder here at the farm, so we have over 60 acres of land that we're building our community with. Just about 200, we're closed on 247 acres in Georgia. So we have our own home community. Well, this is not a tiny home community, but a lot of the tiny homes that we built, we went ahead and acquired those as well. So we got a farm, we're basically our own community, having our own schools, looking to have our own center, and our own tech lab as well. And we have our own trucking company, black-owned companies collaborated with as well. So, what's the time frame on the community you're building on the land? It's just on the development side, so the land that we got in Sandersville, the guy that's working with, he already is pretty much in the mayor and everything. So development on that is going to be actually just as fast as the developers can actually start to build. And we was first in northern Georgia where we had to get approved and all that type of stuff, and eventually created ordinances to stop what we were doing, like having all kind of crazy stuff that wasn't even for the city. At first, there was no zoning law, but they literally created the zoning law just to stop what we're doing. Right where we just bought, we already have homes built. So it's just now about developing at this point. So we just closed on it. And then the landowners that we have, whenever they're ready to, start building on the land, we can. But the tiny homes, we bought those, and those are already there for people to live in too. So the farmers that we have is going to be living on that land in the tiny homes because they're going to be the ones that's farming on the land. And then we got a couple of our staff members who are going to be staying on the land as well in the homes that's already there. This is the Nation of Islam project. Well, it's not necessarily nation, but I'm Nation of Islam. So I know you Nation. I'm saying, is it your project? Is it Nation? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is it this? I'm collaborating with people that's in the Nation. So I consider consider anything I'm doing with the believers of Nation of Islam project not of my own, because I'm going to eventually die. So the blueprint that we have and the structure that we have is all based on the teaching. So I call it a nation for me.
So when it comes to the business, you're only dealing with people that's of the nation, NOI, FOI. You're dealing with outside people as well.
Oh, outside as well.
All right, well, shit, that's promising. Because, I've always scratched my head about that Man March. I never seen nothing come up. So I'd be like, when it comes to that, I question that. You know me, I'm going to call a spade a spade.
I question it as well.
Yeah, where that money went. Where that money went, bro. So I ain't,
Yeah, in 1995, I looked at the public Washington audit report, and the audit report actually says that there wasn't even a profit made. It was actually in debt due to how much the expenses was, and based on what was raised. I also question the progress. Many people bring up the progress. Of course, I was only 1 year old at that time, but a million men raised their hand and said that they were going to pledge to go back and do things, not a million FOI, not a million MGT, but a million men.
Bro, y'all,
one of those things was businesses.
The money was hold on, don't do that. That was orchestrated by the Nation of Islam. The money was administered by the Nation of Islam. Don't do that, bro, because to date, don't nobody say nothing, but I ain't no damn fool. You know what I mean? It was supposed to be this, and that. I didn't personally, maybe I wasn't looking hard enough. I thought I was gonna see some schools or maybe some type of funding, for some child resources, just anything. The Man March came, bunch of people raised a bunch of money, and then we ain't hear nothing.
Got it. Well, I was trying to explain, but you cut me off, so you go ahead.
I know, because you want to go somewhere else, you want to put it somewhere else, but we did this because the Nation of Islam called upon us. Nobody told us that. And that. Now they saying that after people was questioning where the money went.
He said that on that day.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did. He had everybody say the pledge on that particular day. It wasn't hot.
All right, well, I wish you the best of luck. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to me, business is business. I don't see nothing but the business and the stipulations of the business and what it got to be. I don't really include.
I mean, I'm young. This is
he already taking this as some type of scam. You see where this is going, right? He's already headed in the direction of discrediting the business because of the Million Men March and some other shit. So he already on some type of timing already. You know where this is gonna go, right? Let's continue, man.
Y'all don't include things that ain't got nothing to do with business.
I can only give my perspective. And my perspective is there was a million black men there, and there's not even a million, probably even 200,000 in the nation. So to change the condition of black people is going to be more than just the Nation of Islam or Christian church.
It's time to start a new chapter.
You got crazy. Hold on a second. I'm right here, Lord.
Just so y'all know, it don't always work out like that.
That nigga is a straight.
Sometimes things don't go the way you plan.
Or Black Panther.
Yeah, I know, but we talking about
it's gonna take all of us.
Dancing on me.
All the black
we just talking about that movement.
Then that we ain't gonna
we isolating that situation. But hopefully you do yours a little better, man. And get great results.
To hopefully we get some help, outside help and inside. So absolutely.
All right.
I was around for that Million Man March, and just the movement in and of itself inspired me to do better, do more. If not for anything else, for myself.
Was the march lit? Everybody was out there in unity. There was a lot of building going on, or what was the
very motivational. Very motivational.
The root of it was for atonement. So you just go like maybe Nation of Islam, or not Nation of Islam, but Million Man March, 1995. I'm pretty sure some Final Call articles you can find. The whole purpose of it was for reconciliation and atonement. So that's why it's called the Holy Day of Atonement. So ever
New
October,
Jersey J and D.
every
Indeed,
October
join
we
in,
have
God.
the
Indeed.
Million Man March, Holy Day of Atonement, which was for Black men to come together and atone for whatever we haven't been doing or what we have been doing wrong. And then he gave everybody a pledge to say, which was to go back, do better for yourself mentally, spiritually, financially. Businesses, go back to do something for yourself, your family, and your community. And I've interviewed several people who was inspired by the Million Man March. Actually, the brother who brought me in and inspired me on this journey was inspired by the Million Man March, and that's how he particularly came in. So that was the root of it, not to go out there and actually, shoot nothing or do anything like that, but more so to come together and get some real atonement for ourselves and see what we can do to go back and change our own reality. So we're supposed to go back and set up local organizing committees, go back and formulate Black organizations and groups. So at that time, he said, everybody go join a Black organization, no matter what it is, so that we can start to build together in unity, because specifically, he said it's going to take more than one organization to get it done, which we see that now it's going to take more than just a lot of people just to get something done for the masses of the people.
Let me ask you a question. You think that we should like put ourselves in a box and just deal with Black organizations when we building things, or you think we should just build with organizations to strengthen and build our Black businesses?
That's a good question. I think that we should first focus on ownership. So at this point in today's time, I heard the minister say we should have allies. We can come to the table with anybody, long as we come to the table with some strength, long as we come to the table where we ain't bending over. But if we got some power, we got some equity and ownership that we can stand on, then we should unite with whoever can give us the help that we need, but not unite so that they can be majority of the owners and get majority benefit. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says self first, then others. So there's nothing wrong with doing for others. We want freedom, justice, and equality for all, no matter creed, class, or color, but we must do something for ourselves first so that we can have something to pass down. So if we just come together, but we ain't got nothing to pass down, then I would say no. But if we united with organizations that can help us, then I would say yeah, no matter what color they are.
Yeah, you off to the right track, because I tried that all Black thing. It set me back. I had to open up my mind to doing business with the people that can help me get the business done. But I'm with you on controlling and owning the majority as well. You know what I mean? You know, you come in your first business, it might be a 50% situation. Your next one might be an 80-20. By the time you get your third, fourth one, you might be in a position where you can finance yourself and own everything. You know what I mean? But even in that situation, being realistic about business, sometimes somewhere in there, you're gonna have to go to the public if you want to get to that Fortune 500. So it's never gonna be 100% of it anyway. Me and you both know that. You have to come off something. You know what I mean? So that's a narrative a lot of people don't understand when they hear that. They're like, yeah, we want to own the whole thing. You're gonna be the only one sitting over there dealing with it, because if you want to get the stock market, you want to get to that next level of it, you know, you're gonna come off some of that for the people to invest into it. So owning the majority is definitely an aim and goal, man. I've been watching you and following you, man. You definitely out on a great start. I see your idealism to try to do businesses, you know, that up to date. So, man, keep that up, man.
Appreciate it.
So where was the disrespect at? There's supposed to be some audio of Wack 100. Let me get to that link real quick. Saying, man, I'm respectfully, I'm just saying, I'm gonna keep it a stack with y'all, man. The NOI is a lot bigger than 50 Crips and 50 Bloods, respectfully.
Brotherhood helps you fight migraine attacks. You put it all on the line. You do it all.
It is. It was the audio of Wack saying he was going to tear up the mosque with 50 Crips and 50 Bloods. I'm gonna keep it a stack with y'all, man. The NOI is a lot bigger than 50 Crips and 50 Bloods, respectfully. It is. Paru the Sailor Man cannot
even taking that many green beans to attack the entire NOI, nigga. The NOI is gonna.
Hello. I'm Seaway, and I promise in season 2 we are starting
to form into Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad Megatron and get you niggas the fuck up out of here respectfully. I'm just saying. It's gonna be a lot of Muhammads and Farrakhan's forming into Voltron, nigga, and turning into Malcolm X, nigga. Malcolm X as a Megazord to beat fire out of the entire gang nation. Respectfully. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. But we know that Wack 100 won't be pulling up to any mosque. You understand? We know he won't be pulling up to any mosque. Big Dave, is that it? Hold on, Big Dave. Matter of fact, Big Dave, hold on. Hold on 1 second. Let me get right. Hold on.
Bro, if we show up, we gonna
point me in the direction, please. Where is it on Instagram?
Here we go, right here.
Hold on.
For those that didn't hear it.
Somebody give me some directions. We need to hear this. Hold on.
Bro, if we show up, we gonna tear the mosque up, huh? On Power Road. Cause I'm gonna show up with 50 crips, 50 blood, and we gonna tear it up.
MR.TV. Sit down and you shut your weak knee.
Shit, I told my son, I said, look, bro, if we show up, we gonna tear the mosque up, huh? On Power Road. Cause I'm gonna show up with 50 crips, 50 blood, and we gonna tear it up.
You heard that, right?
Yo. Starmel.
Yo, God. God. I mean, if.
Lord.
Yo, you hear me, God?
I hear you, God.
Hey, if I go to the liquor store tonight and play lotto, I'm gonna win. Word is bond, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna show up and buy all the Henny, all the Remy, all the Patron. If 2 letters, very little meaning.
If for the fifth, we all be drunk.
Yeah, if. I mean, you know, like, I don't know, man. Like, this is why, you know, I deleted my Twitter. I started to come off of social media and the internet, period, because I think it's a distraction. I think, you know, this whole thing is a distraction. You know, and quite frankly, man, people who talk like that, you obviously don't know who NOI is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like, again, I'm not really in as a 5%er. We don't entertain shit like that. See what I'm saying? We don't entertain shit like that, man. If you're gonna do something, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna do it. But it just sounded like the brother was upset to me. And you could kind of hear the what they call hyperbole. You know what hyperbole is, right?
I'm not. Explain to me, Lord.
Hyperbole is like when you exaggerate, when you talking and you exaggerating.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know, like we say, you could be talking to somebody and you want them to believe what you're saying, and it's like, yo, man, I'm gonna bring my whole fucking neighborhood up in here. You know, all this. I'm gonna bring the whole BK up in here. You know, I'm gonna have the whole East New York, the whole Brownsville up in here. We're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. Like, all right, motherfuckers from the hood ain't even gonna want to go. Like, nigga, listen, I got shit to do, man.
Yeah.
Ain't
no money involved, nigga. We ain't trying to go nowhere.
50 brothers. I'm pretty sure gonna have better shit to do than follow Yakub into that hellfire. You know what I mean?
They said 50 Crips and 50 Bloods. 100 brothers.
I mean, last time, is he the leader? Like, is he? Are they all employed? Is he there? You know, I don't know. Like, I don't know nothing about that life. So I don't know. Maybe they on payroll, or maybe they loyal to him and not the black community. And maybe, you know, Yakub and his followers will follow him to Patmos again and attempt to manufacture a new kind of devil in 2022. I don't know. That's not going to take 6,000 years to happen. And for the people that's on this call and don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, I'm referring to the lessons. I'm being a little facetious, you know what I'm saying? Because it you know, again, it just sounds like hyperbole to me. Or hyperbole, you know what I mean? And you know, people say things and exaggerate sometimes what they saying. I don't know if I would take all that real serious. You know, I don't know, God. Like, you know, I would say it would be interesting to hear what people, brothers in the Nation of Islam, you know, think about that. Like, what's the brother name? Somebody help me out here. He got his own channel.
Ben X.
You got Ben X, but then you got the other brother too that be dropping a lot of knowledge too on YouTube.
What's his name? Shabazz?
What's this brother? I'm gonna get his name and I'll put it in the chat. But it'll be good to hear what some of the other, you know, like the FOI, the NOI brothers, you know, what they think about that statement. Other than Ben X, because there's a lot of brothers on there. Not Hassan Campbell Queen. Not that brother. I think he wear glasses.
Shabazz. That's Shabazz brother. He be on Corey Hawkins sometime. He live in California.
Shabazz. I don't think it's Shabazz. The last video I seen this brother did, he did a video on COVID. He was talking about COVID.
Rizza Islam.
Thank you.
Yes, that's what.
Bingo.
Islam. Okay, yeah, that's all right.
Islam. I would like to know what Rizza Islam think about those remarks. You know, because again, man, I'm in the 5%. We all one family. Whether we, you know, we all black people. See what I'm saying? We all black and brown people, man. So it's like when I hear something like that, as disturbing as that, I mean, and I'm listening very closely, it just sounds like he's upset, you know, about something, and then it's like, raw, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, all right, you know. But I don't think it's we all need to get riled up about it. You know, it's concerning, yeah. It is concerning that somebody would imagine that they would do that, you know, anywhere.
Yeah.
That's gonna bring on
Brandon Cherry, salute, man. Been a long time. Salute, Brandon Cherry. Good to see
indeed,
you back
Brandon,
here, bro.
Rizza Islam. Thank you. Rizza Islam, or even Wakil. Yeah, it's good to see. I would want to know what they have to say about that. You know, but they'll probably say something along the lines of you know, or even the brother True Islam. You know, I would be interested in hearing what they had to say about it.
My cousin, I could probably get a track with my killer lot because that's my cousin's. That's his boy. My cousin was on the screen earlier.
Yeah.
Yusuf Muhammad. That's him and Wakil like this. So
okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're probably getting on the phone talking about it. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, it's disheartening, man. It's fucked up to hear people would even imagine some shit that they go do some shit like that, and even lead our brothers that are Bloods and Crips to go do some fucked up shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? To even say that you're gonna implicate motherfuckers to do that. I mean, that's dead wrong, man. Wrong, bro. This is why, you know, people must learn to keep their emotions in check. Don't be coming up on the fucking internet getting all emotional, saying all kinds of wild shit, and you're being recorded.
Facts.
You being recorded. You how you gonna take that back? Now you fucking up your money and possibly fucking up your life because you got angry for 2 seconds. You feel me? So I mean, that's my thoughts on it. I hope that the brother, you know, do some self-reflecting and maybe even apologize. I think that'll be the righteous thing to do.
That nigga, he's not a brother. He's a
ain't
nigga.
gonna
He's
do that.
not
But you know
apologizing.
what? But you know what? You be we. It's never too late to discount somebody unless if they return to the essence already. You know, there's some people that thought that I would have never. Man, I was in and out of jail so much. They're brothers from my hood. People from my hood know. They tell you. I was in and out of jail like a motherfucker. When I came out of jail talking about I'm going to write a book, they was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Let's see how that work out. But people were shocked to find out that I had a determined idea, that I was serious, I was sincere about it, you know, and that there was some change. When I looked my mama in the face and told her, you know, like I ain't going back to jail no more because I ain't want my mama to come up to jail visiting me no more. And I seen the type of pain that she was dealing with to have to travel all those fucking miles to come see me.
Yeah.
And I'm telling my mama I ain't going to jail, and then I get locked up again. Right? So it's like at some point we be remember Malcolm X now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Malcolm. Malcolm was smashing devils and doing all in the streets and doing dope and doing this and doing that, whatever, you know, break-ins, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, who would have thought he would have turned out to become Malcolm X? Who would have fucking thought that? So we don't know what type of potential this brother has, and maybe that brother's dealing with a certain level of trauma, and maybe he just needs somebody to talk to get to the bottom of what his issue is. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe that's what it is.
No, I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is, God.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid. How the kids now, they say they got ADHD, right? When I was a kid, we might have had ADHD, but our parents whooped that shit out of us. You need an ass whoop, God. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you need physical justice. Some niggas need physical justice, man. Yeah. And the shit he's doing, the way he disrespected the 5% nation of guys and Earth, saying, K-Slay say, fuck the 5% nation. Well, K-Slay was on his deathbed, he was saying that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
K-Slay ain't here to defend himself. So you out here putting that bullshit on his name.
Yeah.
Then you say you was extorting K-Slay. You was squeezing him.
Yeah.
Well, K-Slay, make sure you protect him when you came to New York City or Jersey. Then you said Nipsey was a gump. You say you got proof for evidence, you got a tape video, but you don't want to show it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you saying Pop Smoke got what he deserved. He should have checked in.
But see, look, let's examine something together as a family, right? Let's say we are all, anybody that's tuned in right now, we all family, right? We one big ass family. We ain't have a family reunion in a minute. Some of us, we never, you know how you got family members that you never met before, so you don't even know they're your family. You could have walked by them in the street and not even know that's your cousin. Not even know, you know what I'm saying? Like some people, you know. So let's say we one family. Let's examine this together as a family, right? Just check it out. The brother said all these things, right? He on YouTube, right? He got a YouTube channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I imagine that he is in the business of creating controversial topics to talk about. Right?
He a clubhouse. He a clubhouse.
Oh, he had club. So whatever platform he on, he needs viewers. He needs engagement, right?
Yeah.
No engagement, no check, right?
He don't get paid for clubhouse. He do that shit just to do it.
Oh, he just do it just to do it. So is there any connection between his remarks and him getting paid for those remarks? So no views. Him getting paid is not based on him. No views or anything like that. No engagement online. So he's just being controversial to be controversial.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if that's the case, then the theory that he's doing all of this for some type of attention or whatever may be out the window. And so we don't know why he moving the way he moving. We really don't know unless if somebody sit down and get him to open up and put the tough shit to the side for a second and talk like men about what his real issue is. I don't think that he got an issue with Farrakhan personally or the Nation of Islam. It sounds like he got some other issue going on, some underlying issue. I mean, because the brother I heard, he was like, yo, I eat pork and all that. I'm like, damn, niggas ain't even asked you all that. Niggas ain't asked you what your diet is, what you eat. but he went in, he volunteered that information. But ain't nobody asked him all that.
He's like, sit down, Farrakhan. Why you pork, nigga?
Okay. He eat pork, like again, shit. I eat salad. So what?
I eat fish, nigga. Fish is good.
Oh, yeah, I eat fish. I'm a pescatarian, nigga. I'm a vegetarian, nigga. What, nigga? Like, so what?
Yo.
It's hard to take, again, I understand that nobody wants to take a threat lightly, right? I get it. Brother should have never made a threat like that. And it's unfortunate that we even had to hear him come at son like that, at Ben X like that. And then you had Jay Elcectronica try to reach out, right? And that didn't work out.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It'd be interesting to hear what Jay Elcectronica has to say about that too. Because Jay Elcectronica kind of like, he straddles the fence between NOI and 5%, 5% NOI. We say
what they call themselves, the Allah team, yo?
Well, the Allah team is I think that's Wakil and True Islam and a couple of other brothers that be with Wakil and True Islam. Allah team is the publishing. Allah team publishing, under which he put out, his 2-volume book. So, but Allah team, I don't know if Allah team comprises of more than that. I mean, I'm sure somebody could say, well, yeah, we all Allah team because we are Allah and all that. In that sense, in that fashion, However, it would just be interesting to hear what some of those brothers would have to say about that. I mean, because this is a subject that a lot of 5%ers might not even know that this happened and may not even want to build about it, might not care to build about it, but we on here. We talking about it now. The topic is up and so, again, man, I think he should reevaluate what he said. Be a real G. Yeah. And that you were wrong for that. That whatever he disagreed, whatever he upset about didn't call for or require him to go there like that. You feel what I'm saying? That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean? At the end of the day, we all say shit when we upset, when we angry. We could say some real foul shit.
Yeah, true.
We could threaten each other. We could say some shit, and some of us will even actually take it there and try to do the shit and do it. Out of anger though, not because we were in our right state of mind, but because, the God in the streets, just put that Allah team, 18. Okay, indeed. Like again, some people, they see that. That's how they see that. Some people that's how they see that. But I just think just going back to Wack 100, man. If he a G, if he could hear this, if somebody shares it with him, I would say You know, I don't know him personally, so but I would say that, he would show that he's a G, man. You know what I'm saying? To be on some grown man shit, and and maybe admit that he went a little too far with the threat and all that shit. There's some other issue that's going on that probably was he wanted to get off his chest and say, and didn't get a chance to say that, and instead that came out. That's understandable. It happens, man. But maybe you might want to, maybe put an apology out there, man. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing soft about apologizing.
No.
That it takes courage to admit wrong and to apologize and to admit when you're wrong. And if you can do that in front of your family, if you can do that in front of your peoples and the people that look up to you, sure, you got some young people out there that look up to him. You know what I mean? You'll have an opportunity to show some real G shit.
Yeah.
That's my take on it, man. That's it.
Yo, God, I appreciate you again, Lord. This is a great build. I'm gonna chop this thing up and I'm gonna see you some parts of it so you can throw on your page.
On the IG and all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got you, God. Yo, I appreciate you coming through, Lord. Yo, make sure you stay in contact with me. We got more things we're gonna do, Lord. We gotta build the youth, man. We gotta keep teaching our lives mathematics.
Most definitely. If anything, God, I'm gonna reach out to you before we get to before the weekend. I'm gonna reach back out to you.
All right, no doubt, Lord.
I'll circle back to you, indeed.
Peace, Almighty.
Peace.